like the dancing.
Guys, I'm so happy with this. This came out better than I could ever imagine, honestly.
Thought we built this research facility far away from anything dangerous.
I'm going to show up in one of these,
But
by
alas,
the way. That's my
we were
10-second
wrong.
contribution. It's going to be exciting.
Now we don't know exactly what's out there, but we believe there are aquatic monsters of the deep. You're not scared, are you?
Look for three monsters terrorizing the underwater base. Don't look at me, Mr. Shock. Don't look at me. Oh no. Oh no. He came out of nowhere.
But chests can now be placed down side by side. The game would previously stop you from placing a chest here, but now it lets you, and it separates it from the other chest, right? But what's even cooler is that when you hold down shift, it will place them and separate them automatically for you.
Okay, now about this dolphin, what are you talking about?
Yes, there was a dolphin trapped behind your base.
Is it still there?
It should be. I left it out. Well, it's on the beach right now.
It's gonna die, Delphron! It's gonna die! Yes, they die on the beach! Delphron, get this dolphin in the water!
Hold on. Do you have a bucket? I have a bucket. I have a bucket. Hold on.
Oh my gosh. Oh, yeah,
There you
get in
go.
the boat, get in the boat.
It's so pretty now, just swimming around.
If the sun is out, they will catch fire. So this is exactly the same as what happens with zombies and what happens with skeletons. So
Patra near Isis the Seventh. Have you come to find my long-lost treasure room? I did before you, and did not succeed.
But today, we are changing. And the world will change with us.
These are all YouTube clips if it's not clear. I love cat. I like this map just because I like cat, you know? That's the Minecraft style.
But yeah, you can see that they want carrots from you. And
Okay.
you get this pig,
like this
which
guy's
is an
name
Omni
for the
Harvester,
sausage.
and you run to the carrots, and you basically punch them.
Oh, that's so simple. Easy.
Spiel Mitzel. A German YouTuber. That map looks cool too. Really cool.
No, give me that. Give me that. Give me that. What did you take out of the chest? What did you take out of the chest? No, 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 no. Stop, stop, stop. We need that. We need that. Hey, give me that. Give me that. We need that to make cobblestone. Okay. Do you know... Can you understand me, by the way? I don't know what that means, but okay.
And the Nintendo Switch is getting the Bedrock update, which means Nintendo Switch users will be able to play the game with Windows 10, mobile, and Xbox One users. That's crazy. Only one question remains though.
And overall, it's just a much better experience than the game that was originally released on Switch.
But seriously, it's super, it's cute, and it's super cute all at the same time, and you really got to keep that in mind. If cute is not your thing, if you don't like the idea of like everything having eyes and being a little bit, I guess, Japanese. That was me. Like I said, that's the main thing got cut. But look, your boy Toy Cat. Oh my gosh. It's there. That's good to see to be a part of it.
Such a magic world for us to play. Anytime we want from night to day. With the highest mountains,
Thank you,
the
by the way.
biggest lakes.
Appreciate it. During the show itself, I can't really deal with it. At what point does a Minecraft music video become something that's nothing but a There is a point where that is reached. It's really cool. It's like that high production quality, right?
Number 1, you can use string on
Hey,
top
green,
of a
sir.
cobblestone wall at any point in the length of it to create a pillar, meaning you can create some pretty cool patterns for your animal. Finally, number 101. If you've made it to this point in the video, thank you so much for watching. The final tip for you is to subscribe.
Wow. I mean, that's a lot of stuff crammed into a video there. And even there was some stuff you guys were like, what?
Yeah.
When did that happen? Do we play?
Do we even play this game?
I'm not convinced. I'm not convinced.
What things didn't you know about? Because I mean, there's so much that happens all the time.
The last part with the string, like how does that work? They like put it on the cobblestone. It creates like fences, and me and him both looked at each other. and was like, we had no idea that you could do that.
No.
Just as like how big the game is.
Yeah,
Like,
it's just-
even people who do it like 24/7 are still like, wow, okay,
Oh my gosh,
all right.
yeah, we like live on it. We still don't know everything.
So what were kind of some of the big things for you out of that year, out of that video?
So the biggest one, well, actually, so one of the clips in it was from our friend Stacy Plays, and we're on her server, which is completely vanilla and explores all of the aquatic updates. So there was a clip with the dolphin when she was trying to get the dolphin back in the water because she thought it was going to die on land. Yeah, that's hilarious. But yeah, we got to do that server and explore all stuff that like I had no idea about. Like we had the tridents and the dolphins and breeding turtles and like waiting for turtles to hatch, and it's been awesome. Like that whole update is awesome.
Yeah, are you a fan?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't play much regular like vanilla Minecraft, but this really brought my love to it. And like you said, the thing with turtles, we had the same struggle that we didn't know they hatched at night.
At night, yeah,
So
yeah.
like, we were trying to hatch these turtles, and they wouldn't do it, and we were sleeping through the night every time. Like, why won't they hatch?
The worst, did you like sit on yours too? I
Yeah,
thought
I
if you
thought you had to
sat on them,
incubate
you
them.
could like warm them and it cracks them. And then if you sit on them enough, it like breaks them and they die. And I'm like, this is so traumatizing. It's a learning curve.
I mean, the first time, like when we looked through the video before, you got
Some people are,
really,
like,
really a bit too excited about the chest thing. So why?
Oh, wait,
Why?
the
You were
chest?
like, it's like a game changer. I'm like, out of all the things, yeah,
Like
really?
all these new
But,
mobs, new things added.
A lot of people
being
like
able
say
to put
this stuff
chests
is, like,
next
the
to each
best
other
stuff,
because
but this is,
I'm really bad at
casual chat,
building
talking about it.
He's like, organization
relate
is
to.
key.
This isn't the
Oh, no.
cringe stuff.
I'm terrible.
Like I see a
All of
couple
that,
messages.
that's like your best
it's like,
thing.
you know,
I'm terrible
in there,
at organizing
there's
them.
some
My
bad
chests
stuff,
are a
you know,
mess.
maybe that
But
video
like, I'm really
you
bad
don't
at
like or
building,
whatever.
so.
Yeah.
But I think this
I
is a
usually
chill
build
thing.
really small houses. Not being able to put chests like next to
build
each
up
other meant I had to take
slowly.
up more room. Now I can put them next to each other. I can continue to be bad at building, but still have the functionality of a real house.
Yeah, that really didn't sell it to me. Out of all the things, like cool dolphins and like turtles, and you're like, chests.
Let me tell you about chests.
Let me tell you about chests and the fact that I can put them where I want to now. Oh yeah. What do you think about the kind of the Switch update as well? Obviously, that's kind of cool.
Yeah, it's like, it's doing more cross-platform, which we keep seeing like more and more, and it's just awesome. It just brings like you together with a bunch of other people that maybe doesn't have a PC, but you can still play like on the Switch. It's so cool to see that.
The Switch thing's especially cool just because it's like portable too. So like you can take it on the go with you. Like the first time I got access to it was when I was just about to fly home from somewhere, and I was like, sweet. Like I literally downloaded Minecraft on the Switch and played it on my flight home. Like it's insane that you can carry it with you and still play with friends on other consoles. I think it's such a great update.
Okay, so what I'm taking away from this is like you not only play Minecraft at home, but you also do it when you're outside the house and you're still terrible at building.
I can't
What
hear you
are
over
you
the
doing
string.
with your time, Callum?
I mean, yeah, I can't
Is
even
it
say
good
I'm
now?
not creative because
Can you hear us both
I
at the
upload a
same
video
time? That's
every
the
day,
goal.
so I must be somewhat creative. I'm just bad at building. I don't know how to tell you anything else.
Yeah, whenever we're in a series, he's like, look at all this stuff I got. And I'm like, oh, I spent like 3 episodes building my house. And he's just like, oh, like I built like
I
this
did it
little
in
thing. It's
15
fine.
minutes.
This one's fine. It's not going to win any design awards.
Yeah.
Like, you know. What do you think? Because obviously the video started off with Adventure Time, so there's kind of like a lot of these kind of like collaboration things, people like kind of using Minecraft. I mean, how do you feel about that? Because obviously Minecraft is so big, it kind of transcends a lot now. It's everywhere.
Yeah, it's crazy how big it still is.
Yes,
it's
right,
still so big. The Adventure Time, I actually did not know about, and I was freaking out about it. Now I have to go see that episode.
Oh yeah.
But like, it's awesome to see more. It's like still in the mainstream, and like people being, oh yeah, that's Minecraft. Like,
yeah, I suppose it's sort of testament to the community as well, because you know, with something like Minecraft that became, incredibly popular, things are written about it in like The Guardian and like papers and TV, and everyone's kind of talking about it. And normally when that happens, it's sort of it's the kind of peak of a game and then it disappears. But it's just kept going.
My favourite
Do you think that's kind of testament
and
to the
I
community
finally
that
have the
everyone
chance to
I don't know, everyone
support
kind of gets
you.
on, and it's such a sort of
Thank
special
you,
place that
grinning
people
face
want
with
to keep
big
coming back,
eyes.
they want to keep building.
Thank you so much, Ninja.
I mean, I think
everyone's saying my
of
voice,
the amount of
voice
possibilities
cam's a bit
in the
too quiet.
game,
We're gonna
like
fix that,
even
don't
like base game, like way back in like some of the earlier versions, like you could do so much with the game that you were never bored. Like you could always do something or find a map that someone made to play, and the story elements, and it's insane. Like people make like cutscenes now using like redstone. It's like I play through some maps that have like movie segments, and I'm like, what is going on? Like
Not
it's
sure I
like
understand.
getting so insanely crazy, but like in the best possible way, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
What were some of the crazier things you've seen?
It does have to be said, the amount of content that
No,
came in
just
2018 was
in general.
clearly
Well,
like
even
more
as
than
part
any
of
other
the
year,
clips,
right?
like,
Just in terms of
there was a
sheer
segment
volume,
that looked
not
like it
necessarily any
turned
other
Minecraft
metric,
into
but
like
volume.
a cooking game where you could like
yeah,
it was like you need to get carrots and then they'd run into the kitchen and like get carrots and bring it back. It's just like turning one game into so many other games that like I think that's why it's still to this day like still everybody wants to play it. It's cross-platform. They keep adding things. It
Is
just,
my audio
it's
fine, by
never
the way?
Same.
Can
And
you
that's
hear
why we
me
have so many
over
different,
that?
Like, series
That's the
and
goal here.
servers. It's
If you
different.
can't,
every
I have to
single time.
readjust.
Yeah. It's quite amazing, really. I suppose what we should probably do now is talk a little bit about today's agenda, because there's so much stuff that's coming up.
Agenda.
So why don't we take a look at what's going to be happening
The
today?
third best type
so
of
obviously
gender.
we are in the midst of the pre-show here, and 12 o'clock at noon. So that's in not too long a time, we'll be going to the main stage for the full Minecon Earth full performance. I'm
these are
excited
East
to know if
US
there's going to be
times.
like a musical number
Add
at the
5
end,
if
like
you're in the
last
UK.
year, because that would be hilarious and wonderful.
So
Maybe
the
fire
top one's
juggling. I
wait,
don't know. Let's
can you
see.
see my mouse? You can't see
And then
my
at
mouse.
1:50, we've
top
got the
one's happening
post-show,
right
so
now,
we're going to
though.
be coming back here
And then
backstage,
Minecon Earth is
and
in
we're going to have some very, very
17
special
minutes.
guests to kind of deconstruct everything that's happened and talk about what actually went on stage. And at 2:05, we're going to have a developer panel. So any of the kind of like really super nerdy, nitty-gritty stuff about the game that you really want to know, they're going to kind of touch upon all of that, so we can go like go deep below the surface of Minecraft there. And then at 3:05, we're going to come back here, and it's going to be myself and Lydia wrapping up the whole of Minecon Earth. So
Lydia's
there's
there too.
loads of stuff that's still to come up.
It's interesting, that
But
image they
obviously,
had
like, one of
dolphins
the
and
biggest
turtles, but
things,
like that's last
that
update
happens every
theme.
year at Minecon is the biome updates. We had some fantastic stuff last year, but now this year we've got 3 to pick from, and obviously we're actually choosing the order on which they will be updated. So we've got 3 to look at. So first of all, we have Savannah.
2B2T
So in
is a bit
Savannah,
too brutal.
we
I've
have
looked into it though. Thank you
emus,
for letting me
as
know.
you can see. We have the baobab tree,
Savannah,
which is that super weird
you
like,
should
tree in the
vote
background.
the
And we also have termite
Savannah.
mounts, which apparently they eat dead plants.
Do it. Look how good this
what
is.
I heard.
Termites,
Yeah.
ostriches,
How do we
huge
feel about
trees.
how do we feel a bit of Savannah?
Vote Savannah. Wait, I can. Fix
I mean,
Oh, sorry, it's an ostrich, not an emu. I thought they were the same thing. Are they not the same thing? I don't know.
I'm gonna say no.
no.
Okay, all right. I know birds really well. No.
I can tell.
Yeah. So how do we feel about this one?
So, well, first off, I hope you can ride the emu ostrich thing.
Yeah,
I
she knows
really
what
hope
she's
for that.
talking about.
And
That's-
also,
that's
I'm kinda
what's up.
sad that it's the if it's only dead plants and trees, because I was kind of hoping to like use that to like prank people and like put them in people's houses and have them eat it.
But that sounds like a great thing. I sort of quite like that's a thing. But then we maybe play very, very different games.
Yeah.
Callum, what do you think? What's your kind of first
see,
read on
it's
it?
interesting to me because even though I said I'm not creative and I'm bad at building, the way the picture of the tree looks, the stump there almost looks like a door, and I was like, that looks
Yeah,
like a great
I saw
treehouse.
that.
So instantly, if that comes through, I'm ready to.
I'm not getting in a
I'm ready
treehouse
to-
you built, though.
Well, I mean, it won't be spacious, but there'll be chests.
I mean, there'll be an
Oh, I can't
assortment of
actually-
chests.
my
I
head
don't know
gets
if that's
in the
what I
way.
want
There'll
from a
be room
treehouse.
for all your things.
Yeah, say, do you think that's insinuating that the tree's like big enough that you could like build into it, kind of like
Maybe.
a cave, but it's like
Or maybe I'm just
house?
being really reading into it.
Yeah, maybe.
This is why we need to find out more information.
exactly.
We're basing this upon some very light information right now. The second one is desert, so let's take a look at that one.
Boo!
So here we are. So in desert we have an oasis, of course, palm trees, and meerkats. I really like how it makes it all wibbly in the background because it's hot.
Yeah.
What do you feel about this? Any kind of things that really grab you about it?
I mean, the meerkat.
Type in chat where you want to
Meerkat.
vote.
Thought,
And bear in mind, desert's from where you vote. It's going to be
they're
between
gonna tunneling
Savannah and
underground,
Taiga.
and maybe you could like find
No
them
point even
underground
considering
when you're
desert.
going, or if you can tame them. I mean, I'm gonna say no, but I'm gonna try and like get them anyway. Like the last of them, bring them back.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's cool. I think that the desert like has so much cool stuff in it that would make it more viable to go to, which is really cool. The meerkats obviously are a huge selling point for me. I love animals in games. I'm a big advocate for just putting more in it.
Just more animals.
If they do that thing, I mean, you can see he's doing it right now, where they stand on their back legs and like look out.
Savannah.
I'm a sucker for that.
They could warn of danger.
Oh my god! I hope they're in like
That would be
packs of
awesome.
like hundreds. That'd be incredible. Oh my god.
That'd be amazing. And yeah, the final one is tiger. So this one looks pretty special. Look
not
at this.
tiger.
We get foxes, guys.
We don't need foxes.
And
They're
we
just,
get
look
berry
at them.
bushes
They're
as
just
well,
dogs.
as you can see there. And
disguise.
campfires also. So this is super pretty. I like this one. Look at the shooting
Yeah,
stars.
none of this.
I'm
None
all
of this
over that.
biome.
I
Yeah.
want galaxy stuff.
Yeah, it's cool. What do you feel? I mean, obviously, Calvin, you're a fan of foxes because,
Yeah.
you know,
It's the
animals.
foxes.
That's
I
his
mean,
thing.
there's other things. You know, I'm kind of wondering if the campfire is going to be functional too. Like, can I cook things on it? Because that'd be really cool.
Ooh, that would
if
be
I could
cool.
like cook like meat over the top of the
We're back.
campfire instead of having to have a furnace with me everywhere. That'd be a cool addition. And of course, yeah, foxes.
Yeah.
Big fan. Big fan.
Okay, so if I have to push you right now to commit to one that is your favourite, what would it be?
I mean, I know
what yours is.
mine's the tiger, yeah.
Yeah?
I got to be a big tiger advocate. I love foxes. I think
Yeah.
the other things are really cool additions too. Like I say, the campfires are awesome, and berry bushes is like a really cool addition as well. So I think altogether, that'd be amazing. So I'm a big old tiger fan.
Tigers.
Go Tigers.
Had a
Go
Super Bowl.
Tigers.
Also.
I'm gonna go. I do like that biome, but I'm gonna go a little different.
Yeah.
Because while we were looking at all of them, somebody brought up the good point that like the desert biome has nothing right now. Like
Yeah.
you go there and you're just like waiting to get out of it. Like you just gotta go across it,
Yeah.
maybe get some sand, and then you're done. So just
Yeah.
adding anything to that biome would be great. So like the meerkats, the trees, an oasis. Like I'm all over that.
See, I think I'm down for Savannah. I like the idea of like trolling people by like putting termite mounts near their houses. Just destroying things, you know. Look at that. Oh, sorry, did I drop that near your house? Ooh. Didn't mean to, but really I did.
Plus you love birds. We've
Yes,
learned this.
I can clearly differentiate between different species of bird. Awkward. Okay, so of course today during Minecon Earth, our biome correspondent, Mr. Vu Bowie, will be showing you when you can vote. So how you're going to do this is you're going to go to Twitter, go to the Minecraft Twitter page, and there'll be a pinned poll at the top, and this is how you vote. Now, you need to be logged into Twitter for this. Okay, and if you haven't set up an account, I think we've got about half an hour-ish before the vote actually happens, so you have got time to go and do that now. And we're going to have 2 votes over the course of Minecon Earth. So the first one, we'll have all 3 of the biomes, and then we're going to whittle it down to the final 2, and then we're going to vote on those as well. So you need to make sure you watch the whole of today's proceedings to know when to vote. Very exciting. Any kind of guess which one you reckon's going to go first? What do you think?
I was gonna go first.
Oh, which one's?
Yeah.
Oh, they're doing it in phases again, which
I'm
means desert's
gonna-
going
Not
first.
gonna
Desert
put you
is
on the
going
spot.
first.
I'm putting you on the
100%.
spot.
I'm gonna guess at desert. I feel like people are feeling weird, like
Man
because
knows
it's so
what's up.
like there's not so much to do now. I think it deserves an update.
Yeah.
But I think
then
that
maybe
people are
that's
going to
what
say
people are
because they
gonna-
don't experience it much, maybe that they're not so familiar with it. So like, oh, I'd rather have one I use more updated. Both good arguments, but I think desert could go first.
Oh,
Throwing it out there.
no. Would you agree?
I have a feeling it might go first, but I
Okay.
really want it. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, I'm glad all of them are happening, but like
Yeah.
eventually. But I would like that one. Like, one of the top 2, please, please.
But yeah, of course, you know, we're not voting any of these away. They are going to be all updated at some point. We're just picking the order in which it's going to happen. So don't stress too much about it. But we do want you to go and vote because obviously, you know, the sooner it gets voted in, the sooner you can be playing, which is cool. So now we have a very special guest who's going to be joining us. Could we please welcome Miko? Come on in, Miko. Just waiting back there. I feel like we need some sort of jazzy
Does anyone know
music
Miko?
Thank
you.
Miko! How are you doing?
Hi, Miko. I'm good. I'm so excited to be here.
Yeah, we're really happy to have you. Do you want to explain to the Minecon audience like what you do exactly in regards to Minecraft?
Yeah, so I'm a game designer, and really what we do is we focus on the player experience. So we think about the problems that players have and how we can solve them. And we do a lot of the behavior of when things get added to the
I'm gonna look this
game.
person up.
How's it going to work with everything that's already there?
The fun stuff, the logistical fun stuff.
It's very logistical, yes.
So I believe I've been told you've got a rather special video to show us. Would you like to introduce it to everybody?
Yeah, I'd love to.
Yeah.
So I came here today to talk about a world we made called Inspiration Island, and it really focuses on creative mode. We were thinking about how when people start playing Minecraft, you know, they can be intimidated because they see all these amazing things being built online and they're not really sure where to start. Or maybe they get in the game and they just kind of want an idea of what they should build today. And that's really why we made this world. So I'd love to show you this video.
Okay, cool.
Callum, can we do a video where we have to go here and try to teach you how to build things?
Oh. So this looks really cool. So it's like a big theme park.
Yeah, it's pretty
That's a
much
cool
like
concept,
a floating
actually.
theme park in
Like,
the sky
not
filled
that,
with
like,
challenges.
anyone watching this stream needs
This is a
it.
home base area where you can build whatever house you want. And then there's 5 areas around it that focus on different techniques.
Okay.
But like that's a
Looks so
valuable
cool.
skill to learn, right? That's cool.
Oh wow, mirror.
Yeah, this one's about statues and working with stairs and slabs to kind of build big structures.
Oh wow.
And this is my favorite area. It's really fun because you put a map in your hand and you can kind of see it come to life while you put all the blocks down.
Oh cool.
And this one has themed challenges to do.
Again, not useful for necessarily anyone watching
yes,
the
we
stream
all
on
need
that
to
level,
learn more about
but it's
this.
a fun
Frankly,
idea.
I
if
just
it's
blow
free,
everything
right?
up and
Which it sounds
yeah,
like it is.
really what want to happen.
As like a
Of course.
tutorial.
And
But a
even
creative
though we
tutorial?
made this world for people who are newer to Minecraft or new to creative mode, we also put a few surprises in there for advanced builders too.
Ooh, okay.
Oh, there you
yeah.
go.
Stuff
Now
they
it's
can
good for
find and
everyone.
do.
Yeah, they can really challenge themselves.
Oh, that's so cool. This looks like so fun. Can you make this for real, please? Like in real life, so we can just go. I mean, it'd be quite expensive, I'm sure, but like, you know, that'd be so fun. I'd go there. I'd totally go there. So yeah, when can we get it? When can we get our hands on it?
Yeah, so it's coming out later this fall and it will be free in the marketplace.
Oh my god, amazing. That's so cool.
Yeah.
Are you really pleased with how it's come out?
I'm really proud of it. Yeah, a huge group of people worked on this and we can't wait for everyone to do it, and maybe we'll see you guys in there too.
You can have a go.
Yeah, he needs it really
Fun
bad.
concept.
You
Still
need
don't know
help
who
with
she is.
building.
I
Wait,
need
It's
to.
for the newer
Never heard
players.
of it
I was like,
before.
I don't know any of this stuff. I've been playing for like 6 years now. I have no idea what's going on. It looks incredible.
Is this kind of like a Minecraft-like intervention where it's like, you know what, Callum really needs some help
Is this
with
all
building.
big? Is this a
So
big setup?
we've created this for everyone, but actually it's
Yeah, maybe, I mean,
That's why
I
you're
need it.
invited.
I'm more than happy to accept the help. So let's go to Inspiration Island. I'm ready.
Oh, amazing. That's really cool. I mean, we are almost at time for kind of the main show, but not quite yet, because I still want to ask you guys some questions, because
There's 6
you
more
guys are
minutes
actually
of
in the main show, like a little bit, right?
chatting.
How could you
And then it begins.
leak the secret?
What? But so what can you? I mean, I sort of want to know, but don't want to know, but do want to know. Like, what's happening? Can you tell us what's going to happen?
I mean, there's a little dash of us in there later on. Little
sprinkling, little salt bay.
little helping of.
Everyone's still saying
little
tiger in the
helping of
chat. I did
CPK
not.
in there somewhere.
Not approve.
There's a whole bunch of cool secret stuff that we actually don't even know about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They literally, like, during rehearsals, shut off everything. We were like, really? Come on.
Under
They were
wraps,
like, nope.
so it's
Yeah,
gonna be-
someone came around and turned off all the TVs
Yeah.
backstage. There's like super secret
They
stuff.
came, turned it off. I was like, what's going on? They were like, nope. Nope, not until the day it airs. I was like, you don't trust us?
So we know about as much as everyone else knows, and we're in it.
Yeah.
So
Oh no, it just means it's gonna be something really good.
yeah. Oh, it must.
Yeah, that's
be.
true.
It must be.
Yeah.
It's gotta
What
be.
do you know, Miko?
Tell us your
I
secrets.
do know some stuff.
Miko knows things. Come on, Miko.
Something exciting?
This
Question mark.
Inside track.
Yeah, but you know I won't tell you.
Aw.
You're about to find out.
Yeah, but I'm really impatient. So tell me now.
I do love it though. I think you're gonna be really excited.
Really?
Yes.
I'm gonna put this
It's
over
good.
people's
Just
heads.
try and read
just,
Miko's face.
I
Can you Guess
know.
what it is. Oh, I don't know.
Wow,
Something-
she
something
supports
purple
both
hair
Savannah.
twins.
It's something Korean.
I like
You
her
can't
already.
bond with her to get the info.
Yes, I can. Purple.
Doing it right now.
I mean, I don't know, like, obviously this is kind of a bit like Christmas. Does I mean, everyone who kind of like works with the game, is it the same kind of vibe? Because obviously for the creators, it's so exciting to find out what's happening next. But it's the same kind of vibe with everyone who's like involved in the game.
That seems about right.
When Minecraft.
Oh, definitely. I mean, it was already one of my favorite games before I worked here, and there's so much to
your
look
best
forward
life.
to. Yeah, and so awesome to see people like you working and making your own content, and all the marketplace creators. It's like the game that keeps on giving. It's so awesome.
Yeah. So I mean, I feel like I'm really excited. They're almost ready to go on the stage, I think, but not quite yet. I feel like we should make a ridiculous guess as to what's about to happen in the show. Make a ridiculous guess.
I liked your fire juggling suggestion.
Yeah. There's got to be an end musical number because that was amazing last year. That was like so unexpected.
I would love to see the co-hosts for this
Music
year.
numbers
doing
are coming back.
Musical numbers.
Who do you want to see tap dancing most?
I hope
We
not,
don't
and I
have to
hope
say
so
who
at the
the
same
co-hosts are
time.
yet. Do they know? Does everyone know?
They're announced.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, they're announced.
So,
Wild
who
predictions,
would you
chat.
most like to see
What do you
tap
think's going to
dancing?
happen?
Martin.
So you can feel smart when it actually happens.
Martin.
I don't know why.
Type the wildest
I don't know
idea
why,
you
but I
think
feel
they
like he'd be
might
good at it.
announce in the
He'd
next
be like,
hour and a half
"You
at Minecon Earth.
You know what it is? It's because he would look really good with a top hat on and holding a cane. That wouldn't look weird on Martin.
That's it.
There was a broadcast there on
And then
the
you're like,
Minecon
he's
stream.
probably been having like sneaky dance lessons all this time.
Yeah.
Lately.
think-
I think, oh my god, Chad, that'd be interesting.
Ooh, that might be good
Yeah.
too.
Some like freestyle interpretive ballet. I don't know.
I don't
What's
think
his
there's
vibe?
I don't think there's a bad answer. Actually.
Freestyle
Any of them
interpretive
doing that
ballet.
would be incredible to watch.
So I was thinking of Big B too. I'm like,
Yeah.
I think any of them.
Any of them doing a giant musical number.
Yes.
So now if they don't tap dance and do a musical number,
We're gonna be,
we have to run out on stage and do it.
I feel like if they don't do it, that afterwards we should do some sort of like social media live stream where we make them do it just because I feel like we built.
It's only fair.
I want to see
Yeah,
Big B tap
absolutely.
dance, so.
I mean, do you think like in the game there's going to be something really particular? Has there been any kind of like rumors, words on the grapevine that've been out there?
I honestly, it might sound weird. I try and stay away from it.
Really?
Because then when I come to events like this or when there's like big updates, I find out all about it at once and I'm genuinely like amazed by everything.
Yeah.
So like that's how I always tend to do it. Like 1.13, we joined this server that had it all in.
Yeah.
I didn't know what anything was. Like anything.
Yeah,
and I was like,
same.
oh my god, that's amazing. Like there was about 10 episodes of the series where I was still finding stuff and I was like, that's so cool. That's so cool. And people were like, how do you not know this? It's your job. I'm like, because I try and find everything out at once. I think it's a really cool
Let's
way
hope that
to do
doesn't
it.
happen during the stream.
Yeah,
Again,
I
it's
kind of
this
feel
is the
that way
official.
sometimes about like film
It's on their
reviews,
end,
like
not
I
my
don't
end.
read anything because then you can sort of be really surprised. As much as I'm really pushing to find out answers now, I like moderately contradictory. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like this is
My
a big
wild
year. This really
prediction is
seems to
that
be, like,
Savannah
quite big.
wins. So.
You're like looking
I
at
know.
Mika, she's
I'm
like,
like, don't look at my
her
face too closely.
I know.
I feel like it's going to be like a really big thing, and it might involve bats. I don't know. Like,
You're just gonna throw out random
I don't know.
words
I'm just saying
in case.
random
Is
words.
that what you're getting from her? Oh, you're just saying keywords? Like,
Yeah.
you know. Like,
Bats, elves, monkeys, fish.
elves.
I
Oh
don't
my
know.
God, elves.
Elves.
That's a great shout for the future.
Okay,
though.
that's your
Let-
crazy guess.
Yeah,
elves.
crazy
Elves.
guess
Got
is
it.
elves. What's
Elves.
Right.
Yeah, okay.
Like gnomes.
Wild
that
guess.
can tell the future.
Cave
She gave us
update.
it too easy though. It can't be elves.
Savannah
Yeah,
cave
maybe it's a
update.
double bluff.
Caves in the savannah biome.
Mika.
You're the master of disguise.
How could you?
Oh my goodness.
Oh well. So I mean, I think they're almost ready on the main stage. I just want to say thank you so much to all you guys for coming and joining me. And well, I mean, not really giving anything away, but I fully appreciate that. That's what's gonna, what's gonna, happen. But I feel like we made like a really good team here.
Yeah.
I feel like I also need to like up my Minecraft game. Always watching those videos, it always makes me feel really terrible about. Like you feel bad about building. I feel bad about all of my Minecrafting. How am I this terrible? So this is good. I feel like this is a learning experience, and I really need to. I say this every year.
Up
my Minecraft game. Oh my goodness. Anyway, all that remains to say is a really, really big thank you to all of my guests. And yeah, we're going to be coming back here for the post show after the main show, which I believe they are ready to begin now. So let's throw it over to the main stage and let's start Minecon Earth 2018.
Okay, it's actually happening now. Main stage, main show. I'll be a lot quieter during the actual thing. This was just pre-show chat, so I figured I'd interject. But I'll be mostly in the actual live stream chat with all of you. If you have any reactions to anything, let me know. I'm curious about your thoughts too. I'm obviously going to be reacting mostly in visual. And if there's no audio, like this is just music, I'll talk over that. That's the rules here. Because I don't want to be that annoying guy who's like, my commentary is more important than the background. But if it fits as well, like I can talk about their elytras and the caves they're flying through. Hashtag 1.14 cave update. But yeah, I'll mostly be silent visual. All good. Good to see you, by the way, Casey. Hope everyone's having a solid Saturday. 25 seconds, and then we're there. I'm just saying, we need Amplified, and they just showed off Amplified. Hashtag Amplified in Bedrock finally. If you have a hashtag for anything, it makes it sound more valid. 7 seconds. Let's do this. Minecon Earth 2018. I'm going to turn it up a bit. You won't be able to hear me as well, but I'll mostly be visual. I also can't respond to super chats.
Hey Lydia. Hi Aurelian. I'm backstage getting my makeup done. Are you on the way? I'm almost ready. Could you check on the other co-hosts? Sure.
Hello?
Hey Big B, it's Aurelian. Are you almost ready to go?
Pretty much. Just having a little breakfast.
Awesome. Hey, have you heard from Yammy at all?
I'll call her.
Okay, thanks.
Yellow.
Chad, how's it going? Ready for the show?
Absolutely. Just gotta change out of my pajamas.
Oh, okay. Can you check with Yammy? I can't get a hold of her.
Yeah, see you soon.
Hello?
Good morning, Yammy. You ready to go?
Go where?
Minecon Earth!
Oh, yeah, just gotta brush my teeth or something.
Okay, cool. Mind calling Martin?
Sure.
It's cool they use YouTubers.
This is Martin.
Hey, are you ready?
I'm just about centered.
Okay, will you let Lydia know?
Will do.
Hi Martin.
Hey Lydia. Just calling to let you know that we're all good to go.
Great, and by good to go you mean on the way, right?
Yeah, see you soon.
Okay.
Please welcome your Minecon Earth 2018 host, Lydia Winters.
It's a physical show, but it's only for like 100 people. It's mostly filming. It's curious as to what
Hello
people.
and welcome to Minecon Earth 2018. I'm Lydia Winters, Chief Brand Officer of Mojang, and today we have an exciting show in store for you. Oh great, you're all here.
Hi.
Right on
Hey.
time. Please welcome our 5 incredible co-hosts. OMG Chad.
Hi.
Martin.
Hi.
Aurelian. Big B. And Yammy. We worked with our co-hosts to create a special segment for each of them. We have live games with Chad. Chad, can you tell us about it?
Yeah, last year I did a little bit of a building-themed game, so we've just taken that to the next level.
Okay, and Martin?
I've got a really fun mini game that we're going to throw some real-life elements into.
And Aurelian, you have a game too.
I do. We brought some best friends here to Minecon, and we're going to put their friendship to the test.
Very intriguing. We also have a talk show with Yammy.
Yes, and I brought a special guest along with me today.
Ooh, and you're keeping it secret. And Big B, what do you have planned?
I'll be doing a few tips and tricks on creating a channel.
Awesome. It is going to be lots of fun. We'll be sort of your spirit guides as we go through a show full of all things Minecraft. And speaking of guides, which one of us here is the oldest Minecrafter? Okay. Well, I actually meant not by age.
I mean, my bad.
I meant by start date. I'm November 2010.
Oh,
Dad?
I am October 2010. One month ahead.
That's suspicious. Okay, we'll check on that later.
I think I'm around about March 2011.
Okay.
We started about the same time.
Yeah.
Okay, Big B.
2012.
Sometime in 2009.
Okay. Have a winner. So in Minecraft years, we're senior citizens.
Yeah.
We're
Yeah.
65
We're retired by now.
But we're here.
Beyond the co-host segments, we have big announcements, including one top secret, super huge, we haven't told anyone, and I'm exploding with excitement kind of announcement.
You haven't even told us.
No.
Lydia's been walking around with this really creepy briefcase. She's like, do not open this, do not touch it, or you'll be in trouble.
Anytime in rehearsals, they're like, turn off all the monitors everywhere. You can't hear it. We don't know what it
We
is.
had our ears to doors. It was just the bathroom. We were trying to find everything.
Trust me, it's for your own protection. You'll learn about future updates to the game, and you can vote throughout the show to pick the next biome. Any favorites?
Taiga.
Taiga.
Yeah.
The desert, meerkats.
The meerkats, that's what I'm
Yeah.
going for. I don't want just a huddle of them chasing me.
Savannah? No one?
Just you.
It's you, Chad.
Well, I guess soon we'll see
Chad knows
who
what's
everyone
up.
votes for. And we also have to say hi to everyone watching.
Hi! Hello!
We have people all around the world tuning in at Minecon Earth parties in Microsoft stores, through NetEase in China, on Cartoon Network, as well as all of you at home with your family and friends.
Hi, Grandma.
You guys are my family and friends.
Okay, then.
Big family.
We also have Minecrafters across the globe who are hosting Minecon Earth live streams in their native languages.
My native language is British.
今から私たちと見て楽しんで盛り上がっていきましょう
Sono Kendall e volevo salutare tutti quelli che stanno guardando Minecon Earth e quelli che stanno guardando la mia live stream in Italia.
Hola Minecon Earth, soy el Mario 97 y estoy retransmitiendo el evento en mi canal de YouTube para todos los espectadores de México.
Hello la Minecon Earth, comment ça va? Je suis Pierre et je retransmets la Minecon Earth pour tous les viewers du pays de la baguette.
Ich bin Chaoscrafter und ich möchte einfach noch Hallo an alle Leute sagen, die Minecon Earth gucken und Hallo an alle, die meinen Live-Review-Podcast in Deutschland gucken.
Hello， 大家好，我是阿沈。想知道今年的 Minecraft 改版了什么吗？快来看我在 Minecon Earth 看到了什么。
How
They
awesome
didn't
is
clarify which
that?
country it was from.
As I mentioned before, we
I wanna
have
mention
5
that
incredible co-hosts with us tonight. Each of them designed a special segment that plays to their strengths. And first up, we have Chad. OMG, Chad, you look amazing.
How you doing, Lydia? Thank you.
Good. So I was going to ask you if you're ready for your segment, but I feel like you are.
Yeah, I'm a little bit of a ringleader in the next segment, so
Nice.
I thought I'd go full out.
I really like it. Before we get to that, though, I want everyone to know a little more about you. So how did you get started playing Minecraft?
I actually got started on a live stream, so it's really cool that through all this history that I have with Minecraft, that I actually started on a live stream, so it's recorded, I have the footage. We were watching YouTube videos about Minecraft, and then we just started playing. My biggest fear was, wait, you have to pick up things block by block? Nah, I need a big editor, no way. Anyway, fell in love. Been playing ever since.
Good. Then it's online, so I can check that October 2010 date and see.
Yeah, you can
if
hold me
that's the real
really
thing.
hard to that, yeah.
So in your segment, what are we going to see today?
Well, last year I was part of Blitz Build, which is a total virtual building game. So we decided to take that one step further, put it in real reality, and see how our contestants do.
That sounds amazing. So the stage is yours, good sir.
Awesome. Welcome to my building game, the game of building.
I like the name.
Thanks.
Good name.
World of building.
I'm curious. The game of building. We don't really have an official name for it. We have 2 teams here. We have Martin and Aurelian.
Hi.
You guys are
Hi.
Team Lapis.
Yep.
Yes.
Team Lapis Block. And then we have Bigby and Yammy, and you guys are Team Purpur Blocks. Fantastic. How are you guys feeling? You guys actually don't know what you're doing yet, so
Nope.
you're feeling kind of nervous would be my guess.
Yeah.
Let me explain the rules. We have down here a huge building surface for you to build on, and also a few themes for you to build. There is a specific word written on each of these cards that one of you will have to build, and one of you will have to guess the word based off of the build.
Okay.
In order to make your build happen, we have blocks. Release the blocks!
Oh!
There we go! Over 150 blocks for you to build with. You could think of these as like wool blocks. We also have a few clear blocks over here on the side. Those could be used as glass or as air, as just air.
That's
as
smart.
well. Okay, we are going to start off with Team Purpur. So Team Lapis, you guys can take a step back. Who's going to be building? Who's going to be guessing?
So I will be building?
Yeah, and I'll be guessing.
Guessing, okay, Yammy, I'll have you stand over here. Big B next to the big pile of blocks. You guys have
Pictionary,
3 minutes, only 3 minutes to do your building, and there's a possible of 6 correct answers. If you get to 6, you've maxed it out, congratulations. Hopefully the other team will tie you, or, you know, I'm not that I have a favorite or anything, but
Hey now.
they could
Hey
only
now.
tie you if you get to 6. You ready?
Ready.
Yeah.
Okay,
ready.
we got 3 minutes on the clock. You can start building your first word. There we go.
Apple. House. Car. Bed.
Well, a bed? Well, yeah, I guess.
Yeah, bed.
Okay.
Strawberry.
Looks a little funky for a strawberry.
Yeah.
I don't think I would
Snake.
eat that strawberry. Stage?
A snake.
Oh, snake.
No, it's not a
okay.
An axe. Pickaxe.
There's some pretty specific blocks here.
Red blocks.
Really close.
Iron golem.
Think this would be
I love heart.
a heart. There you go.
Yay.
Oh, wonderful. Okay, heart. 1 point down. Your next build is. There you
A
go.
sun. A house. A car.
2 yellow and a black
A
one.
chair.
That's all you need.
A sofa. A pig.
It's not a house.
An ice cream. A hot dog. A
And
pencil.
remember, yeah, pencil. Wonderful. You got pencil. That's 2 points. Your next build is. Here you go.
A wolf. Obsidian. End portal. Never portal.
I like how you're guessing before he even has a build
Coal.
down. This is great.
Boots. A sword. Legs.
Legs. That does look like legs. It's the beginning of legs. This build has
A
legs.
castle. A tower.
You might have to really get in
dragon.
those blocks to get the colors you need.
Okay.
Now, this is something that is implemented into the game. It's been implemented
furnace.
for a very, very long time. This is something that you might even say has...
A minecart.
Yeah, there you go, a minecart. Wonderful. I would not want to ride in that. Minecart, that is 3 points. Here is your next build. There you go. You have a minute and 15 seconds remaining. A minute and 15 seconds.
A bed. A cloud. A unicorn. A pegasus.
They do get more difficult as the builds
A
come in.
tooth. A skull.
A tooth? That's pretty good. No, not quite.
Cotton candy.
Cotton candy?
Yeah.
I've never had white cotton candy. I don't think I'd want that. Okay, look at Big B's really trying hard here. You know what, Big B, you got 45 seconds remaining. I'll allow you to use some charades. Try to use this thing. You're gonna
controller.
A game controller, correct. Correct. Around 35 seconds remain. Here is your next build. There you go. Okay, I believe that you're at 4 points?
Cheese.
4? This would be your 5th?
A school bus.
What? Yeah, I don't...
A car.
This is a sad banana, is really what that is.
Not a banana. I thought it was a
We're at
banana.
8 seconds. Here we go. 5, 4, 3. House!
Yes.
You got it, house! Woo! That is time. That is time. You guys did fantastically. You guys got 5 points. 5 points. You got house at the very last second. Okay, Team Purpur, go stand where Team Lapis is now.
I'm liking chat, by the way.
Who's going to be building? It looks like you've volunteered.
I'm coming in to build.
Distribute. Okay, you're building, and you're guessing,
Yes.
okay? They got 5 points. You guys think you can do better?
I came in really confident to this. I thought they'd get like 2. It's got a lot of work.
Too. I'm pretty surprised.
I'm gonna save my guesses. Be conservative here.
You're safe as long
I'm
as you don't
safe.
throw out a
Yeah.
number. You got to get or beat 5. And
Okay.
you only have the option for 6, so good luck.
Wow. Okay.
You ready?
Yeah.
3 minutes is on the clock. You can start building now.
Okay.
Wool. Cloud. Bowl.
Bowl, maybe? No. Oh, wow. That's actually
Nether star?
pretty good build. This is...
Candy?
You can get a version of this in the game. But it's not something that you would want to
Candy.
consume.
A star. A flower.
Grab some more block. Oh, wow. Okay.
I'm trying to think how to rearrange it.
A flower. This is probably so obvious.
No, he really used the colors from himself, really.
Yeah, just like...
Lapis.
No, not lapis.
Air. Water. Eyeballs.
There we go.
Wink. There you go. First.
That looks nothing like
the
a
next
spider
build.
eye, by the way.
Next build is. There you go.
That looks nothing like a spider eye, by the way.
No, but it is in the game
cactus.
in a form. The cactus, correct. That is 2 points. Your next build is. Wow, 2 points already. You guys are doing
sunflower.
good. You're just gonna leave that white block on there.
Cheese.
That was bothering me.
Banana.
This is not in the banana.
You had the one that was almost like banana.
3 points. Your next build is.
Okay.
There you go. He's trying hard. It gets difficult and difficult. 1 minute and 27 seconds. 1 minute.
Flower.
Seconds. Cheese.
It was yellow. I don't know. House. This is the same thing. Stare. It's not a sunflower. A person.
Oh my gosh. This is a very minimalistic version of this build.
I'm working with what I've got, chat.
Yeah, I know.
A sandcastle.
So this is not implemented into the game as of yet. You can make something that looks fairly similar to it.
Yeah.
He is a big fan of tea time.
Teacups. Kettle.
Nope.
Tea kettle. Teapot.
Nope.
A coffee cup. Hot chocolate.
I'll give it to you. It's a mug. A mug.
Okay.
A mug. There you go. You got mug. Yeah, you help him out there. Your next build is.
Okay. You know what?
Wool, chocolate, dirt.
If you get this, you only have 24 seconds
Chocolate,
remaining.
dirt.
You will tie it up.
A teddy bear. A
teddy bear?
I was brown.
That is not snuggly at all.
There are so many easy ways you could do this
can
one,
use
right?
charades. 10 seconds left. Charades.
Swimming. Dolphin. Fish. Boat. Rowboat.
Boat. Got it. You got 30 seconds. Build it. No. Time. That is time.
Coal?
No.
Not coal. Sorry, the last build was castle. There you had.
Oh, no.
I don't believe. That means that you guys tied. Go ahead and join Ari over there. Come on down here.
Good job, dude.
There you go. Join us. I'm sorry, you guys tied. That means that there is no real winner. We only just tied the game.
True.
Yeah.
So I guess neither of you have bragging rights. That means only I can brag. Woo! Nice. Awesome. You guys did fantastically. You should be really, really proud of yourselves.
Thank
5
you.
points each. Now we're going to toss it over to Vu.
Mobbo. Are they using the same gimmick from last year where he's Mr. Reporter Man? Oh no. Okay.
Hello, Minecon Earth viewers. I'm Vu Bui, and once again, I will be your vote correspondent. We are bringing you, the Minecraft community, directly into the decision-making about what goes into the game you love. This year, you'll be voting on what Minecraft biome will be updated next. We'll eventually be updating all of them, but as you know, game development takes skill, knowledge, and most importantly, time. So with this vote, your favorite biome gets to cut in line. At last year's Minecon Earth, you voted for the Phantom. Months later, and the monster of the night skies was swooping down and wreaking havoc on previously fearless but ever sleep-deprived players. The same players who, for some reason, felt that zombies, spiders, skeletons, endermen, and creepers didn't pose enough of a threat to end their midnight wanderings. I was recently enjoying a nocturnal swim myself and thought it was hilarious that phantoms couldn't bite me from my aquatic position. They may like to fly, but they do not like to swim. Unfortunately, as I swam further and further, I found myself swarmed as new phantoms joined their friends and took turns swooping down over my head. Let's just say it didn't end well for me that night. But on to today's vote. To explain what you'll be voting on exactly, let's have tiny digital Jens and Agnes take it away.
Our deserts have always felt a little...
In need of refreshment?
No, in need of palm trees. And some friendly guys to keep things interesting. Jens, you know that meerkats aren't actually cats, right? Jens, everyone knows that meerkats are part of the mongoose family.
To the tiger! To the tiger!
There's nothing quite as Swedish as eating fresh berries.
Or enjoying a freshly crafted campfire.
Why surrounded by 1 or 2 or 5 foxes? The foxes aren't planned to be a hostile mob, right, Jens?
We haven't decided yet.
Onwards! Yay!
Now this is what we're talking about.
They are the best trees.
You and your baobabs. Crazy trees with a silly name.
One of these.
Still cooler than termites.
Ah, termites. The way they snack on decomposing plants. Just adorable.
Well, neither compares to the long-necked, feathery wonder that is the ostrich.
Hello? So it's up to you to decide which biome we update first.
Up to you to
Thanks,
decide.
Tiny Agnes and Jens. Aren't they just adorable? Okay, so how you'll vote. Make sure you have a Twitter account and go to the official Minecraft Twitter @Minecraft. There will be 2 separate votes, so make sure you vote in both. Don't worry, I'll let you know when they go live. We aren't getting started just yet. Just be sure you're ready to vote when the time comes and make your amazing choice.
Welcome to Talk Around the Block with your co-host, Yammy!
Hey everyone, my name is Yammy, and I started making videos back in 2011. I love what I do, I love being creative, and I love having fun. So today I'm going to talk a little bit about myself, and then I'm going to introduce you to a very special guest. So I went out into the Minecraft community and asked them what they wanted to know about me, and here's what they had to say.
Hi Yammy, I'm Georgia, and I have a question for you. When did you first start playing Minecraft, and what was it like?
So I started playing Minecraft back in 2009, and the game was on browser only. This meant it was just creative mode, and we could only build houses. And so I went on there, and I would build my in-real-life house on the game. And then they released multiplayer, which meant that I could do this with my friends. And so we all made trial accounts, which is kind of naughty. And then when they ran out, we would just keep making trial accounts because we couldn't afford to buy the game. We would build our houses together, and we would all be neighbors. And when I asked the co-host backstage who started playing Minecraft first, it's me. I'm kind of a Minecraft dinosaur. So what's the next question?
Hey Yammy, I really love your videos. What inspired you to make your channel and keep on creating content?
So I've always loved gaming, and I've been playing games since I was a baby. I would watch my brother play on the Mega Drive, and I'd sit behind him. And then I decided when I got older and I carried on playing games like Call of Duty that I would kind of take that idea and put it into YouTube. People could watch me play games while I talked about my life, and I'd share my experiences with them, and they'd talk to me about theirs in the comments section. We made a little community, and we all felt like friends. So people loved watching, and it was super simple back then. I decided that I wanted to make some friends, and I came across a girl who sounded like me. She liked the same games, and this was LD Shadow Lady. and we've been friends ever since. I messaged her, asked her if she wanted to be my friend and add me on Skype, and she said yeah. So through her, I've actually managed to make a bunch more friends, and these friends are who I create content with today. Next question.
Hey, Yammy. I was wondering, do you have any pets?
So I don't have a horse, but I do have a dog, and she's called Sansa. I've had her for 7 years, and she's my best friend. I also have a cat called Misty, and when we first got her, she was super feral and afraid of people. And I also have another cat called Astrid. She's my pride and joy. She's so independent and fluffy, and I love her. She's Misty's teacher. And finally, the craziest pet I have is Sonic the Hedgehog. He's super old, and he has 1 tooth. He's super grumpy as well, but I love him to bits. Next question.
Hey Yammy, it's Nye, and my question for you is, what's your favourite part about running your own channel?
For me, running my channel, I love when I get messages from people saying that my videos have helped them through a hard time, and that when, for that 10 minutes or 20 minutes that they're watching my video, that they can sit back and relax and think about nothing else than me being silly on Minecraft. Another really cool thing that I love is when I manage to bring people together. So, a group of people who I asked if they wanted to join my roleplay team were able to meet in real life for the first time at my meet and greet. This was so exciting for me, and it just made me feel so special. And it reminded me of when I was trying to make friends with Lizzie and how hard it was, but for these people, I made it possible for them to meet. That is just so cool.
It's a little bit too scripted.
Hey, Yammy,
No.
Next question. When you were a kid, what did you want to do, and what would you be doing now if you weren't running your own channel?
So first of all, I wanted to be a pop star, but I can't sing. I'm actually terrible at singing, so that I couldn't do that. Then I wanted to be a vet, but I discovered I'm terrified of blood, so I'd be a terrible vet. Then I wanted to be a jockey, because I really like the idea of riding horses, but when I actually got on a horse, I discovered I was terrified of horses, so can't do that either. And then I was kind of stuck, because I'm more of a creative person. I like to express myself through storytelling and writing, painting, and drawing, so I didn't know what I wanted to do. And then I decided I was going to do English language at university, and I was going to be a teacher. But then, that's the same time I was doing YouTube, and YouTube took off for me. So I had to make the hard decision of, do I want to be a teacher, or do I want to do YouTube? And I decided to do YouTube in the end, and I'm so happy that I did, because I'm still managing to teach people today, which is really, really cool. Even if I'm teaching people about being bad at Minecraft, or how to build a house, I'm still teaching people, and I absolutely love that. Teaching of any kind is super important. And now I'm going to introduce you to a woman who is changing everybody's mind about science and learning. She's combining fun and education together. Please put your hands together for Kate the Chemist.
There we go, this is like the real...
people who you are and what you do.
Absolutely. My name is Dr. Kate Bieberdorf, and I'm a chemistry professor at the University of Texas at Austin, Hook 'em Horns. And what I do is I go around all across the country, and I try to do some science experiments to get kids excited about science. I really am on this mission to prove that anybody can be a scientist. You don't have to be a dork or a nerd. You can just be a normal girl who likes fire and this thing.
Wow. So what are we doing today? This looks amazing.
Oh, it is amazing. You're going to love it. I hope. I think you're going to like it. So this is called Elephant's Toothpaste, and so I want you to help me with it. So can you please suit up for me?
Okay,
please?
cool. Elephant's Toothpaste.
Elephant's Toothpaste. This is what it's called. And so as you can see, we have to put on our goggles on, our gloves, our lab coat, because we want to be completely safe. Oops. Oh, we just put goggles. There you go. And so we need to make sure we protect everything. But this is called Elephant's Toothpaste. And what we're going to do is take hydrogen peroxide, break it apart using a catalyst, and we're going to see if something happens.
So can I brush an elephant's teeth with this?
You shouldn't. It's probably not good for them, but we are going to produce enough toothpaste that we could, in theory, brush an elephant's teeth, but don't do it because it's peroxide, and that wouldn't be good. And then the elephant would be sad.
Yeah, we don't want that, do we?
We do not want that at all.
No. So I'm putting it on these gloves to protect myself. I assume this is dangerous.
Well, Well, you know, don't eat it, but as long as we keep a little distance from it, we should just be absolutely fine.
Okay.
I like the skull too, by the way.
Ready.
Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is start with our Erlenmeyer flask. We're going to use a 4-liter Erlenmeyer. Yeah, big one, right? Nice and thick to protect us. And so what we're going to use is take the big one first. Yeah. We're going to use 35% hydrogen peroxide. So at home, you probably use anywhere between 3 to 5, maybe even 6% hydrogen peroxide. I like big stuff. I'm from Texas, so I want to make sure we have the biggest reaction possible. So we're going to use 35%. Okay, so that's step one.
Yep.
Then the next thing we're going to do is add our dish soap.
Okay.
Now, we use Dawn dish soap. There's no chemical reason why we use Dawn dish soap, but Dawn saves penguins, and penguins are my favorite animal, so I try to support Dawn. Thank you, Dawn.
They save penguins?
Yes, they do. So what they do is they take this soap, and they actually use it to wash the penguins that have been through oil spills, and so it gets all the oil off of their body, and then they're like happy little penguins.
Oh, that is so sweet.
It is so sweet. Okay, so now I like color, so I gave you some red, and I've got some blue-green color. We're going to dump it all, put it all in there.
Wow.
Yeah, all of it.
This looks so bright.
Oh, God. Oh, yours is really red. Oh, this is going to be great. Okay, now, swoosh. Right, put a little hip action in it. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Move it around. So what we're doing is we're taking our heterogeneous mixture and making it homogeneous. And now I think it's go time.
I think it's go time.
Are you ready?
I'm so excited. I'm scared. I don't know what's going to happen.
Oh, okay. Here we go. So this is potassium iodide. What we have here is we're going to open it up. You're going to dump it all the way in, and then we're going to step back quickly.
Okay, quickly?
Yes. Ready?
Right,
You want to
I'm
count to 3?
Okay.
3,
2, 1,
go. Oh, no. And step back. Yeah! Oh my gosh!
That is amazing.
Oh my God. Okay, so let me talk about what we see here. We've got hydrogen peroxide, which is H2O2. We added our catalyst, which breaks it apart. We shot oxygen gas out of the ceiling. Now what happens here is we actually have our dish soap that's trapping the oxygen gas, so you can see the bubbles being released. And I don't know if you're going to be able to see this at home, hopefully, but you see it's the thermal energy being released because it's an exothermic reaction.
Wow. Just wow.
Just wow.
No words can explain this. It's amazing.
That was a good one, too. I loved it. Oh, my gosh. Did you like it?
Yes. I'm kind of scared of it, though. I don't have the lab coat on or the glasses, so I feel a little terrified. Did you know that you can actually do this experiment in the new chemistry update with Minecraft Education Edition?
Yes, you can. You have the peroxide, you have the K. You can break it all apart, and you can do this actually in the game. It is awesome. I love Minecraft.
Do you think it's as messy as this is?
I don't know, but I think we should do it anyway, right? And then watch this video over and over again.
Guessing you don't have to wear the goggles for that in the game.
No, you probably don't.
Right.
Please give a big thank you to Kate the Chemist and Yammy.
Thank you.
She spoke at full-on toy cat speed, right?
One of the coolest ways we use Minecraft to help promote STEM, other than crazy experiments like this, is with the Minecraft Hour of Code tutorial, and it's coming November 1st. We've partnered with Code.org for the 4th year to create what is quite possibly the most adventurous 1-hour tutorial yet, Voyage Aquatic. Explore aquatic worlds and uncover hidden treasure, all with the power of code, and meet some very awesome video creators along the way. We've logged more than 96 million Minecraft Hour of Code sessions, and we're really excited because we think we're going to get to 100 million this year. Visit code.org/Minecraft to learn more, and check back on November 1st to start coding underwater.
Most people don't know that we have developed this proprietary technology to allow for quicker testing of game features. So instead of only testing things digitally, we use this sort of portal to jump into the game and experience things physically.
So this is where the magic happens. I go in there when I need to test a new map for Realms or for Marketplace. I'm not really sure how it all works, but it's made the testing process way more fun. Like Philip over here, he's experiencing some of the new aquatic features to inspire new merchandise.
It took us years to develop this technology, but once we had it in place, we could immediately see the benefits. And what's great too is that a day in Minecraft goes by way quicker than a day in real life. So once you've been in there for an hour, it's been just less than a minute in real life.
At first we thought it might be too intense, but people really seem to enjoy it. Another trip to the Nether?
Yeah, I had a little tangle with a guest. Hi, I'm Alice. I don't do any testing of features in Minecraft. I just really like to go on adventures.
The only reason we've kept this technology to ourselves is to make sure it doesn't end up in the wrong hands. Imagine creepers running around in the world or other nefarious things that could happen. That's why we have some extremely strict internal policies. Is that a diamond? No. It's, we're working on it.
Matthias? Do you still work here? I haven't seen you forever.
What year is it?
You guys should talk to him.
I guess I got lost.
Here at Mojang, we use the latest and greatest in innovative technologies to create the best game possible for our players.
Hope someone remembered to feed my cats.
And joining her, Sax Person.
The mixing was super weird on the audio levels and stuff.
Hi, Sax.
It's a weird one.
Like I promised at the beginning of the show, we have a really exciting
Yes,
announcement to make today.
We sure do, Lydia.
He's the man with the announcement.
Kind of nerve-wracking standing here. As you know, we're always striving to build and evolve the Minecraft universe. We've gone into fiction books, starting with a Max Brooks novel. We're working on an upcoming movie, and now we're going to look into the future.
Sax, are you going to tell everyone we're going to have a Minecraft 2?
No. No such thing needed. Over the past 9 years, we've done over 10 major updates to the Java edition alone. So while people love sequels, Minecraft is way past Minecraft 2 already.
That's true.
It's a game that's always changing, always expanding. Now, what we're going to talk about today is where we want to take the Minecraft universe next.
So you're going to tell us about the future.
Yeah. Like I mentioned, we've been expanding with stories, but since we love games, we want to expand the Minecraft universe with new games. Standalone games in the blocky Minecraft style that you know and love, but with brand new stories and new game genres.
Wait, Sax, it sounds like you're saying there might be new games, like plural?
Yeah, that's right, Lydia. There are multiple new projects in the works. And today, we're ready to give you all a peek at one project, which has been very near and dear to the Mojang team.
That's true, Sax. We've had a small, passionate, and dedicated team at Mojang working on something truly special. I know we're all really excited to finally be able to talk about this project. Hi to everyone in Stockholm. I'm so proud of what they've been making, and today I'm truly thrilled to show you all the first look.
This is a brand new game by Mojang. It's a reimagining of Minecraft as a completely different experience.
What does that mean?
So we've taken the combat mechanics of the core Minecraft game and turned it into an adventure game in which you fight monsters, explore environments, find treasure, and earn even better equipment.
You can play the game by yourself or join a friend's adventure. Up to 4 players can team up and take on bigger challenges and earn even better rewards.
For every Minecraft player, but also for everyone else, it's going to be an experience that they've not really done before in the universe.
As a player, you can expect to visit brand new locations, set in environments never before seen in the Minecraft universe.
That sounds cool.
There will be a ton of new mobs that are all unique to the game, and of course, brand new boss mobs.
We're so excited to reveal what we've been working on and to see what you think.
Oh, it's the YouTubers. I'm not sure. This is either the coolest announcement or the weirdest or the worst. I'm torn on which it is. So it could be really cool, right? A Minecraft RPG. I'm on board with this. I think so. It looks cool! We need to see actual gameplay first, though. Minecraft Dungeons. Okay, I'm hyped. Just the name alone. I'm down. Why only PC? I'm not sure.
How cool is that?
Okay, I'm gonna check that out right now.
This is the beginning of our expansion of the Minecraft universe into new game
The
genres.
link they sent doesn't work, by the way.
It's going to be great, but that's all
the
we have to
page.
share today, so stay tuned to Minecraft.net for more details in the future.
Thank you so much, Sax.
Please no story mode again. Yeah, that's the one problem. Like, if it's story mode but made by them.
At Mojang and Microsoft, we believe in using Minecraft to build a better world. Through education, our joint program with UN Habitat Block by Block, or new initiatives like Coral Crafters, taking Update Aquatic and adding an aspect of making the world better. We've been working to use the game to have a worldwide positive influence. But we're not the only ones who are building a better world. Since the very beginning, Minecrafters have been using the game to impact the world around them. Our new Meet a Minecrafter YouTube series aims to highlight inspiring stories of what people are doing with the game. Let's take a look at our first Minecrafter, Stephen Reed. He's using Minecraft to help give people a new perspective on a very difficult issue by allowing students to have an in-game experience of life as a refugee.
I've always been a believer in teaching the tough stuff. The important thing for me is putting children in the shoes of others. What's it like to be in the position of someone else? So we developed a Refugee Crisis learning resource within Minecraft. And that's a series of lessons that the teachers follow and a series of Minecraft worlds that the children work within and follow that narrative. You are a refugee. You have just been forced to leave your home because of conflict, and you need to take a journey to try and reach a safe place. At one point you are trafficked, and another point you cross a minefield, you meet other refugees, you stay in a refugee camp. That's the narrative. So it's ultimately an adventure map but a very dark adventure where children become refugees.
Först trodde jag bara att det var hoppa på en båt och åka till ett annat land, men att det är mer än så. Det är så många mer processer som man inte tänker på. Ja, det är liksom inte bara att fly från landet och så är det över sen. Att de går igenom mycket som man egentligen inte ska behöva gå igenom.
Some of the hardest things I've ever taught, but also I can see how much they love it.
So the ultimate output for me with a project like the Refugee Crisis is teaching life skills. How do we teach our children to make good decisions about when to take action and what action to take?
In order to create something good and create a world that we all want to live in the future, we have to teach our kids empathy and understanding of each other. And I think that's a base for an open heart.
We're incredibly proud of what people around the world have done and continue to do with Minecraft. Empathy, kindness, and discovery have always been a huge part of this community. Minecraft is all about learning from each other and building incredible new things. Whether that's using the game to make a real-world impact, like Stephen Reed is, or creating amazing experiences that can entertain, inspire, and delight you. We've teamed up with Target and Nox Crew to create a special new minigame called Grid Runners. Last week, we gave it away in Target stores around the US, and at the end of the show, we're making it available for free worldwide. Martin decided to take the game one step further. Please welcome him to the stage for Grid Runners Live!
Hello and welcome to Grid Runners Live at Minecon Earth 2018. I am your game master in the Littlewood, also known as Martin, which is a little bit weird to say because if you know anything about the Nox crew, you will know that over the years they've created tons of mini games, tons of game shows, and I've been a contestant. But today we are turning the tables. Let's go and meet the teams. First and foremost, we have the yellow team, Noxite from the Nox crew, Aurelian, who we met earlier on. How are we feeling about this little role switch, huh?
I wouldn't say I was overjoyed, mine.
No. So let's talk about Grid Runners then. So how long did it take to put together, and what does it contain?
Okay, so the Grid Runners you're going to see today, the part, is just a fraction of the actual full map.
Gotcha.
The full map took us about 3 weeks to make.
Wow.
Okay. We're an entire team of people, so I'm the guy who makes all our sound effects.
You are?
So every time you play a Nox Crew map, there'll be a button right at the start. You'll press it, and it'll go, Nox Crew!
There it is.
And then this is Avondale over here. He makes everything work using redstone and command block.
So you've built this from the ground up. I'm sure you've play tested it. I'm sure you've got strats. You've probably whispered in Yammy's ear.
Absolutely.
What sort of time do you think you can nail today?
You know, I think we're a really good team. I'd say we can get it in under 3 minutes. That's
3 minutes?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay, let's see if you can put that to the test. Yellow team's at the back of the stage.
Okay.
Let's go over here with the blue team. So this is going to be a series of challenges. There's 5 of them in total. Yammy will go first, Amondale will go second, and they're going to leapfrog until they've completed all 5 of them. And are we ready to go?
I'm ready.
Okay, let's get the countdown going. In 3, 2, 1, go, go, go!
Oh no, it's parkour.
First challenge is climb the cliff. It's a really simple parkour challenge with a couple little tricks inside of there.
Okay.
First and foremost, pressure plates and pistons, which is straight across it.
Yeah, I'm a pro.
Wow. I think hitting the post here seems to be doing the trick, doesn't it? Oh no, we're down already.
Sorry, you're okay.
There's no room for failure. You've got to land every single jump to get through this entire part of the course.
There you go.
Are you normally good at parkour, or is this normally a weakness?
I'm actually known for being super terrible at parkour.
Really? I genuinely wouldn't have guessed that. Oh, up to the top. Now we've got this little sneaky portion. Got to stay crouched to get around there. And this is the whole action movie hero-like leap. There it is. You nailed it. Awesome stuff.
Okay.
All right, hit the button. No, Joe, come with me. Come with me. So we are bringing it into the real world. Instead of playing there, you are going to take these beanbags, knock down each of those zombies. You can throw all the beanbags, and whichever one's left standing will be 5 seconds added onto the clock. Go. First one's out. What?
Yes,
First one's hit. Hey, you get back out of there. Get out of there. Come on.
Yes.
Here we go. Come on. What have we got?
Yes.
That was a string one. Maybe go for the others. Wow. One more to go. That works. Go, Yammy. 0 seconds are going to be added onto the clock. And we are on to challenge number 3. Copy the painting.
Okay.
Very simple concept. You've got a piece of art on the right-hand side. You have to replicate it on the left-hand side. So don't mirror it, replicate it 1 for 1.
Okay, any tips? Gonna help me out?
I would do light blue next. Go top down if you can. Do those and then do the light blue.
So how many different variations of the paintings are there in this map?
There's 5 different ones you can get in this room.
Okay, and what's this on the scale of difficulty?
This one's okay.
This one's all right? Okay. Potentially the yellow team are going to get a really, really difficult one.
I hope they get the hardest one.
Yeah, me too. I'm rooting against them. I don't know why.
Yeah.
So, if you make a mistake,
we'll get it later.
use the shears to get rid of it, obviously. Yeah. Well, we're doing pretty well so far.
You?
Looks like there's only a few more blocks left to go. And with each of these, if you stand on the pressure plate, you get awarded enough blocks to do every single one of these paintings, right?
That's right.
Pretty much, yeah. So we are getting towards the end of this.
Final one. Come on.
4 more blocks.
There
You do it, Joe. Come back with me. All right. So we know you can do fishing in Minecraft either with a rod or you get a bucket. You've got to use these bad boys. There are 5 fish in this tank. Get in there, pull them out, and drop them into that little pot. Go for it. Oh, it's so slimy. That's a fish. That works. Here we go.
Oh, they're real, full on.
2 fish. Come on, what else can we find inside of there? The time is...
Oh, no.
That's a unicorn. What's that doing in there? All right, then that one goes back in. Fish number 3. 2 more. That's a sock. That's a sock. I don't know why that's in there. There we go, the final 2 fish. Awesome. Yammy, go. Fly yourself up and we'll see you in a moment. And we move on to challenge number 5, which...
Oh, no. It's more parkour.
It's more parkour. This time we've got water, ladders, glass panes, and a very minimal window to jump.
Okay,
Tell you what, though, you're absolutely smashing it. Doing really, really well.
Taking my time.
That's it. Are you a double tap to sprint?
I'm a
or
double tap,
Okay,
yeah.
so I'm a button press. No! That's fine. Climb up and go for it again. You've got this.
Can I get up there?
Oh, currently the clock is sitting at around about 2 minutes 52.
Oh, no.
You could hit that 3-minute mark that Avondale
Can I get on this ladder?
I think so. Just keep trying to climb. There it is.
Oh, no, what's happening?
Come out slightly from it. There we go. You're up. Okay, try and make that jump. Yes! There we go! Stop the clock. Finishing in a time of 3 minutes and 8 seconds. Blue team, head to the back of the stage. Yellow team, come down to me. And let's see how they fare against that time. How are we feeling? You've now done the challenges. So are you a parkour master or not?
No, I got to see Yammy do it, but...
You just don't know if it's going to work.
This is like my biggest fear, and now it's come true, so here we are.
And that wasn't quite under 3 minutes.
So. Oh, yeah, that's it. There's a little bit of tension going on. So what time are you predicting for your team then?
Under 3 minutes.
The same
under
goal.
3 minutes.
All right, well, I think we just get straight into it and find out if you're full of it or not. So 3, 2, 1, let's go! And this is your voice, right?
Yes.
Ready for it? Oh, we didn't trigger.
Oh, no.
Climb
the cliff!
Climb the cliff! So the big spring jump at the start. Oh, we're skipping the corner. We're skipping a whole section. No! Oh, but it
That's the
pay off.
payback that I get for
We're trying to blast through. Here we go. Pistons are out. Big sprint jump to be had. Oh, you're going straight for the corner this time. Okay. If I was playing this, I'd be hitting the post every time. It'd be
glad
like
you feel me,
comedically
Jack.
like
Safest way.
it just keeps hitting me.
Okay.
So just a ladder to get. Ooh.
I think.
Turn on there and we're up. Okay, this is
Playing
going
it safe.
a little smoother than I think Yammy's did. So now we've got to sneak around the edge. If you fall on this big jump, you've got to do the entire course again.
Wow, no pressure, Mark.
Yeah.
Thank you.
That's fine. I'm piling it on. Oh! The inventory!
What does that even happen?
Okay, next time I won't pressure. Zero pressure next time.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
It all went. Okay, maybe not under 3 minutes. Maybe 3 minutes.
3:07.
2 seconds.
Yeah.
Still beating 3:08. Okay, here we go. Into the corner. Oh, no! We're back again.
Okay.
You've got this. Slow refs. Take it
Breathe
easy.
it in. Actually, we have the creator of this game. You wanna?
Oh, come on.
Don't put that pressure on you.
All right. Well,
I think he's
I
already.
feel bad for
you
him,
got
like,
this
I
time.
feel
You
that
got
she's
this.
like
Okay.
This is looking
under
strong.
pressure.
Oh.
Like,
All right, I'm gonna have you.
All right.
You step in,
feeling
step
like,
in,
oh,
step in.
yeah.
Okay.
now I'm gonna. It's all gonna go
get this
wrong.
away from me.
The pressure is on.
Well, I feel that so bad.
These guys.
Yeah.
Because I did the
No, I'm joking.
similar thing,
Whoa.
and I've had to do a few
That's
things
brave
like
not
this.
going for the post. You could
Like,
end
no,
up
stop
running it.
focusing on me.
This is so good when you're the game master and not the player.
Yeah, this is
I
really
can enjoy
embarrassing.
It's
this.
so much more nerve-wracking when you have all these people
Yeah.
like looking at your time.
This is 4 or 5 years of me being on the receiving end, and now it's your turn
I've got this.
to grimace. Oh, there we go. He's
Got
Got it.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's get a drum roll as he goes for the big jump.
No, don't do that.
Oh, we're gonna scare you. Yeah,
got it,
there we go. All right,
you
hit
press
that
the
button.
button,
You press the button and you come with me. Okay, so most likely. Yeah, just as a little bit of revenge, I've slightly modified your version of events. So, same amount of beanbags, slightly
Can I
bigger
just go
zombies.
punch them?
No,
Okay.
get back here. Ready? Go for them. Knock them down.
What?
Oh, wow!
Jesus.
All right, back we go. Aurelian, go, go, go. You knocked one of the heads off.
Really? Oh,
The power in that arm is unreal. All right, once again, copy the painting. All you got to do is match the picture
she does
exactly, and you're
protect.
good to go. There's a lot of like yellow in this one. That's pretty good. There we go. Oh, you're throwing them all out. This is tactical.
This is pro strats.
This is like, yeah.
And then she's just gonna collect them all.
That's not you.
Yeah.
What? Normally it would replace them.
Does anyone know how
This
she's
is a big
getting rid of the whole
save.
stack?
I didn't even think about doing that. And here we go with the painting. This one's relatively easy, I think. I think it's easier than their one was. Yellow across the bottom, a nice blue sky. Look at this, absolutely flying through. The problem's going to be is trying to reach those top ones because you either have to stand at a really specific angle or you're going to have to make a little leap in order to place it down. Only a few more boxes to go.
Look at this.
I literally, in all of the rehearsals we did, nobody did it like this.
I was saving
I'm
it.
genuinely surprised about it all.
I was saving it for now.
Cards close to the chest,
Oh
and is
my
that going to be the
God.
final block? There we go. All right, come along with me, Noxite. Yeah. Slightly bigger.
What?
We've just scaled everything up.
Where were they hiding
guys.
this?
So once again, 5 fish, 2 hands. Let's get them. All right, I'll put this here. Right.
Oh, it's keyboard exclusive.
I got one.
You got one. Okay. Here we go. I'll bring your little ball over. I probably should be touching your glasses. Right? Let me run these over here.
I can't. Oh, this one.
There's a fish. All right, I'll take it off your hands. Yeah, that's what I'm here for.
I can get more. Yeah.
Yeah? That jacket is ruined. It's splash, man. Oh, there's 3. 2 more left to find. Have you got it? Oh, it's slipping. He's going. Are you okay there, friend?
I can't.
You should have brought your goggles.
There's only 4, right?
No,
3?
it's 5.
What?
Time's up. Time's up. Oh, no, mate. Everybody come to the center of the stage. Oh, yellow team.
Can I have a towel?
Ready? Oh, yeah, you get a towel. There we go. I'll tell you what, I've got this for myself as well. Look at this. There we go. So, there we go. That is Grid Runners Live. The first team doing it in about 3:08. Yellow team, we couldn't even give you time to finish. So, let's talk about how that went. What was the feeling as you saw each challenge?
Is that a serious question?
A little bit, rhetorical slightly. So, before we head on out then, thank you so much to all the contestants taking part. Congratulations to the blue team and Noxite. When can people... Yeah, round of applause. I just tried my hands.
Good game.
So, when can people play this game for themselves at home?
So Grid Runners is going to be on the Minecraft Marketplace for absolutely free, and you'll be able to play it right after the show. I'm going to go backstage and press a big red button to release.
You'll try your hands first, though, yeah? No, okay. Yeah, we're going to be slimy the rest of the show. So, thank you very much for watching. We're heading over to Vu now for an update on the votes.
Okay, now the vote's actually going to be started. I think it's probably started. This is what we're waiting
I
for.
completely disagree. There's no way to know who they're going to vote for, no matter how cute you are.
We're on.
Wait, we're about to go on?
You're on now.
Well, hello there. So, yeah, I think it's time to vote. No, cut it out.
Vote ostrich.
Okay. Anyway, what was I saying? Oh, yeah, the game show. Yes, the game show. I really just want to see that one more time. Oh, poor Stefan. I hope he's learned his lesson. Perhaps next time he makes an awesome minigame, he'll have to wonder if we will bring him up on the Minecon stage again to play out his game in real life. So, back to the vote. I was chatting with my own co-hosts earlier, and we just can't decide which biome will win your support and votes. Maybe we should review them once more. We have the taiga, a cooler climate full of spruce trees and sometimes wolves, not to mention a great place to gather wood. If you vote for the taiga biome, you'll soon enjoy delicious berry bushes, warm, crackling campfires, and wily foxes to keep you company as you wish the night away. Next up is the savanna, a warm and peaceful place to wander around, especially if you like tall grass. If the savanna is your choice,
which it is,
after the update, you'll be able to sit under the mighty baobab while staring fascinatingly at termites running around their mounds as ostriches just hang around. And finally, we have the desert. Often thought of as just sandy, barren lands, if you vote for this biome, you'll be rewarded with a refreshing oasis, the cool shade of beautiful palm trees, while meerkats, who confusingly are not at all cats, scurry all around you. What will you choose? How can you choose?
Savannah.
With such amazing options, the decision is a tough one.
Easy.
If I were you, I'd get all my friends on my side and vote right now. That's right, the poll is now open. So make sure you're logged in and go to the Minecraft Twitter account to make your mark on the future of Minecraft and the future of your exploration of the amazing worlds in the game. Can puppets use Twitter?
Thanks, Boo. I can't wait to see what everyone votes on. Have you ever wondered how to start making your own videos? Or do you wish you could take your video making to the next level? Long ago, I used to make videos on YouTube, and while I did have awesome pink hair, I really wish I would have had some of the great tips coming up in this next segment.
This is Big B's segment.
Next up, we have Big B teaching you how to create authentic videos.
Hey, what's going on, guys? My name's Anthony, or Big B Stats. To help you understand me a bit better of who I am and the person I've become, I will take you back to the beginning. My name is Anthony, and I was born and raised in North Carolina. I have 2 older sisters, 2 brothers, 1 older than me, and 1 younger than me. Yep, I'm the middle child. Like some families, I never had the opportunity to grow up with my mom and dad under the same roof. My parents divorced when I was about 2 years old, but I will always visit my mom on the weekends. Me and my brothers lived with my dad and my grandmother, and my sisters with my mom. It was always exciting to see them, and of course, sad when the weekend was over. Looking back, my family struggled financially, but my dad would use his last to make sure his sons were happy. That's just the type of dad he is. And it just so happens that we were big video game fans, including my dad. So we would always play games together, and that's where it all started.
Hey, what's going on, guys? My name's Anthony, or Big B Stats, and I want to talk to you today about building a channel
and hopefully inspire you to create. So today I'm joined with my good friend Martin.
Hi, thank you for having me on. I've just done a very quick change, and I'm not slimy anymore. So yeah, we've known each other for a few years, right? Years now, right? We've met at Mindvention, we've done content together and some SMPs together, and today we're talking about how you got started in your journey. So of course, we need to look at the start of that journey, don't we?
Yeah, I've been dreading this moment.
One of your first ever videos.
Hey, what's going on, guys? My name is Anthony, or Big B Stats, and today I want to talk to you guys about just some upcoming updates, some other things like that. This is like my very first vlog kind of a thing, so I'm kind of new to this whole aspect of it. Not really sure if I'm looking at you or outside my window or something like that. The sun is like super bright.
There it is, mate. Yeah!
Well, we all start somewhere. I can remember actually making that, which was just, it's crazy to think now that I'm here, and then I can remember being in that room making that video. But we're all in this together, and we all start somewhere. So with that being said, we have a video to see.
Here come ours.
Hi everybody, I'm in the Littlewood, also known as Martin, and I'm just going to test out my new cameras. And it's now leveled out.
This is my first vlog. My name's Chad. This is my cat.
Shameless Kai with another video log. One of my videos has actually hit 1,000 views, which I'm really impressed with actually.
Hey everybody, it's Ori, or Aurelian in game as you call me. I just had my 600th tweet, isn't that so exciting?
Hi, I'm Minecraft Chick, and this is my very first daily Minecraft video show. I don't even know how I walk.
It's so good. I remember pretty much everybody from back then, and it's just really interesting seeing them then and seeing how we've all kind of gotten to here now. So I started because I had a load of different things that I enjoyed doing that sort of fed into YouTube. But how did you start videos? Why?
So I started because I've always loved video games. I can just remember being, in my same house. All my brothers were all in different rooms playing the same game on like LAN.
Yeah, like a LAN party.
I just enjoyed it.
Yeah.
And I always would also find tricks in video games. So what I did is I was always looking up tutorials. How do you do this? How do you do that? And it was sometimes explained very long. And then I kind of thought, hey, this could be explained in 5 minutes. So I kind of felt that I could do it better. And I kind of took that step and started doing it myself.
So you were trying to refine the content that you personally enjoyed. So you weren't doing it for fame or money or nothing like that. No, not for views.
To be honest, I was the shyest person in the room. And I'm still shy now. I'm shy doing this right now. But I love it, and that's why I'm here today.
Exactly. You've got to do anything creative because you have a passion for it, not for any kind of alternate reason. I combine passions. At the time, I was playing loads of video games as a kid. I started trying to do some radio presenting stuff, and then I started making videos about regular vlogs, and I just sort of combined all those passions because passion just drives everything, doesn't it?
That's the key. Passion is so key. And I think if you have passion, then that kind of sparks the creativity. And remember, sometimes it's not necessarily thinking outside the box, but thinking that there is no box and there's no limit to being creative. So just be as creative as you can and just take that step forward and go for it.
I think as soon as you start trying to limit yourself, you're kind of impeding your own creativity, aren't you? Just be yourself, just try out different things, see what works, what doesn't. But we need a way of capturing it, don't we? So we need to talk practicalities on making content.
With that being said, so every day, today, everyone has a phone.
Yeah,
and it has a great camera, great mic. You see this post all the time.
Yeah, I see that, but I don't see how you can play a video game when you're doing that.
I can play with one hand.
No. I think you should pull out something like this. They're pretty affordable, just little tripods.
That's not bad to use. I can remember actually using one of these, and if it didn't match my height, you could use things like books to also match, to make sure it's level with you.
Yeah.
It's also good.
I used to use books and plant pots and I even know people who use a selfie stick nowadays just planted in something. It's so smart.
They plant a selfie stick.
Yeah.
And with lighting.
Yeah.
Now in our earlier videos, you can see I had too much light.
We had a lot of light.
A lot of light. But daylight is not bad to use. Daylight is perfect as long as it's day, of course.
Yeah.
But a desk lamp is also perfect. Make sure it's not too close, not too far, but just enough to be seen. Dark videos are hard to see, so again, make sure you're seen.
You want to make sure as well that you don't put the light directly behind your camera, because otherwise you're going to have the shape of your phone, and you're just going to have this huge rectangle on your face. Like,
exactly, it's just a shadow there. Like,
yeah. Here's half of me, everybody.
Like, is he wearing shades? Or
yeah, futuristic glasses.
So the camera mic, well, the phone mic is also very good too. You can just make sure you're not too close, not too far.
Yeah.
Make sure you're in a nice, quiet place.
But it can pick up everything, though.
Exactly.
Like, if you've got like a little brother or sister who's running around in the background, it's probably going to hear them.
Definitely.
So something like this is really good, right?
Perfect. Just make sure this isn't too close. I've also had one of these. I've been through all of this stuff.
Yeah.
Make sure this isn't too close because, again, you want to be heard, but not too much.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. And there's a lot of like little tips and tricks that you need when going into it. Like with audio, it can be quiet and you can always boost it, but getting rid of that, you know, the little crackly sound you hear when it's like too loud.
Exactly.
Like that's that. So I know that I mentioned earlier I came from radio into YouTube, so I was really unconfident in front of the camera to begin with. Like, did you find the same or?
Big time, big time. I'm very, very shy, again, and the one important thing I learned is really looking into the lens. That's very important. We spend most of our days in our room looking into a lens, talking to ourselves.
Yeah.
But it's fun, and I enjoy it. But one thing I did note that whenever I started doing commentaries early on around that time is that I would just talk. I would just press record and just talk. But I started to stumble a bit, so I started making notes. So make notes.
That's so good.
That's good. Keeps you on track of your topic.
Yeah.
You don't really get lost in what you're saying.
I just used to talk for the sake of talking, which probably wasn't any kind of value to the video. Like, I'd record for 20 minutes, and I'd go, I need to talk through the whole thing.
You don't.
But now I can record 40 minutes, chop it down to 10 if I'm doing something that's not so interesting, or even if I just say something that's just like, no one cares about that.
Exactly.
You can just get it out. And, like, editing is really the magic of making videos. You can add music for atmosphere and make everything kind of a bit more enchanting or intense. But you've got to make sure you can be heard over said music.
Don't make the music louder than your voice.
Otherwise you'll be like screaming like you're at a concert.
Yeah, exactly.
No one's going to be able to hear you. So we've started making content. What's kind of next after that?
Next after that is just being consistent. Consistency is super important, and consistency builds trust.
Yeah.
I can remember me being a kid, and let's say I would come home every Wednesday, and I knew like a particular show that I loved would be on every Wednesday, 2 p.m. I would expect that, and I trusted that.
And on that same note with, like, you know, Saturday morning cartoons, the intro is always the same, and it's always something, like, recognizable. So you've got, like, you know, what's going on, guys? My name's Anthony, or Big B Stats.
That was all right. I can do it a little bit better.
Was that not a good impression?
That was all right. That was good.
Fine, whatever.
But the key thing about that is it works.
Yeah, it really does.
That kind of sets me off. Like, when I turn on the camera and I say my intro, that is what really gets me into the zone.
So one thing that I noticed as time went on and I started to experiment with my content is that as much as I was starting to be regular and consistent with my videos, I started to notice that I would like panic myself if it has to be like every Wednesday. But you've got to allow yourself some breathing room. Some videos will, yeah, exactly. Some videos will take 10 minutes. Some of them will take 10 hours.
Great YouTube tip. Subscribe to Obstacle. This is Nuda right here.
Wait, did that manage to happen in the actual
we
show?
made it to the compilation, Mum.
How did he manage that? It's the same guy from last
So
year.
we're talking about consistency. Some
How
videos
did he
will take 10
manage
minutes, some take 10 hours, some take 10 days. But you've got to be patient with yourself, right?
Patience is super key.
Yeah.
And I can remember me like being at Minecon Orlando, and what happened at Orlando is I showed up, nobody knew me. So you really gotta, so what I did is I almost took that as motivation. So what I did is I worked really hard, and now look at me, I'm an actual co-host of Minecon Earth.
Right? It's just like
insane.
a snowball effect, isn't it? But it didn't just happen overnight. It just sort of like gently made its way there, didn't it?
Definitely. Nothing happens overnight.
No, nothing does. And like, you know, talking about patience and stuff with yourself, you often have to have patience with your viewers as well.
Exactly.
Because there will be some people who will comment some nice things and some not so nice.
Exactly. And that's the thing. You need to know the difference between criticism, like constructive criticism, and just mean comments. So like for an example, when I made videos, like I would say like a lot of times. And you can get a comment that says, hey, Big B, maybe you say like too many times. That's constructive criticism rather than someone just
They're
saying...
trying to help you iron out like the kinks
Exactly.
in your,
and you can use that to improve.
Exactly.
Not someone just saying like, hey, this is the bad video. So you can always block the haters. It happens to all of us.
Literally, every single person who's uploaded a video ever has had a mixed bag.
Exactly.
They really have.
So at the end of the day, just remember, we all have a right to be here, and that doesn't matter, regardless race, gender, religion, or orientation. We're all in this together.
And we're all here to have fun and just enjoy the process and build those communities. So I think that's the most important thing, really.
Enjoying the process. Just think of it as an adventure.
Yeah.
Really. It's
Every
like,
video is a new one.
Exactly. You have an opportunity to bring people together, inspire people, create a community. So what I did is I asked a few of my friends a bit of their advice. So let's see what they had to say.
Oh, I think
so
that
my
might be one of
advice
these,
for
I'm not
anyone
sure.
that's wanting to start their own channel would be to just enjoy it.
Try and be unique.
Be original.
Try to upload consistently.
Do
That
what
was the
you
2 seconds.
love.
To never give up. To stick with it.
Don't compare yourself to other channels.
Always do what you love.
Do it for the fun.
Don't be afraid to show everybody your true self.
Have confidence, make friends, and enjoy your time on YouTube.
As long as you're enjoying doing what you're doing, then no matter what, you're winning.
Don't wait for anything. Just start creating.
Be so wholeheartedly and unapologetically yourself. You don't have to put on a show. You don't have to be something you're not. Your personality is enough. And as long as you're having fun, people are going to have fun watching.
That was not questionable quality. The fact they did so well with that guy running in, they just went right back to it.
Remember, nothing
That's
happens
impressive for
overnight.
composure.
Be bold, be creative, and most importantly, be you.
Be me. That advice was clearly be Toy Cat, so that's good. There's 2 minutes left in this book, by the way.
Minecraft is not just for playing.
And Tiger's
Minecraft
just
is for
destroyed.
learning. Some teachers say, well, they're just gonna play. They're not playing. They are learning, but in a fun way. So that is priceless when you have it in a classroom.
Aprender de Minecraft es como para mucha gente un sueño que lo hayan incluido en el currículum oficial de la escuela. Muy padre.
We have found that actually working with Minecraft has actually helped them develop skills that they didn't even know that they were going to be developing so far.
Una oportunidad que la verdad nunca pensé que iba a tener.
Just a couple of months ago, we were part of this incredible program named Coral Crafters. With that, we were helping the environment in our country, well, actually worldwide, to create a coral reef.
Se siento muy feliz saber que algo que tú diseñaste va a estar ayudando al mundo.
Our students were actually going to create a sculpture built in Minecraft. And after it was built in Minecraft, that was then going to be made with an element named Vire Rock, which helps to foster the growth of the coral reef much faster than in regular circumstances. And once it was constructed, now it was going to be placed on the coast of Cozumel.
Algo que él y yo diseñamos que va a servir al mundo, algo que lo está ayudando a que viva más tiempo. Es algo fantástico.
And for them and even for us, it's amazing that something that they love to use and they like to work around has helped them develop something in order for them to help their planet. And that's what we want to teach our students.
It's really incredible to see what Minecraft can do in the hands of a fantastic teacher like Patricia. We have amazing educators across the world using Minecraft education to inspire their students. The first voting poll is about to close. Don't forget to vote and pick which biome gets worked on next. Last year at Minecon Earth, we introduced the features of the update Aquatic. Since it's been released, it's been one of our most loved updates. Underwater became a magical place where anything can happen.
Ah, the ocean. What a grand venue. A vast space of nothing. Peace and quiet. A place for solitude and reflection. Oh well, at least it
it's one of
used to
these
be.
types of trailers. Oh, it's a
Yes,
musical.
we get it. You're adorable and you can dive. Big whoop. Come on, hurry it up, you dawdlers. I haven't got all day. That's more like it. Majestic. How terribly sad. It appears this ship capsized. Oh, good. A survivor. Here's why all those stupid ships sank. Bubbles. That's... a creature that resides in the sky. Not very aquatic, if you ask me. New ruins to explore? That does actually sound somewhat entertaining. What a kook. Oh, I suppose a lively ocean is a lovely ocean after all.
That was a cool trailer.
Best of luck to you, little guy.
I thought it was a well-made thing, very calm.
I hope that guy does find his way home safely. We've come to one of my favorite moments at any Minecon. That is the costume contest. And we have here on stage our 3 costume contest finalists. All of these have incredible builds, as you say, when it comes to these fantastic costumes. So first, I have Leo. How are you doing, Leo?
Good.
And inside of there is actually a person. Lean, how are you doing in there?
I'm doing good.
Lean! She's having a great time in there. Lean, actually, I heard it's your birthday. How old are you?
I'm 11 years old.
Well, congratulations. Happy birthday. Where are you guys two from? Where are both of you from?
We're from France.
France? All the way from France. Was that worrisome traveling with your costume?
It was difficult.
A little bit difficult? Okay, and I can see that there's some movement. This chicken jockey can flap its wings and move its arms. You're doing great, Lean, inside of there. And what was your inspiration for creating this costume?
Well, Minecraft.
Minecraft was the inspiration. Good answer. Great job. This is absolutely fantastic. Our next, yeah, give them some love. This is also a costume. Daphne, are you in there?
Yeah.
Where are you from?
Virginia.
And why a rabbit? Why did you choose a rabbit?
I have no clue.
You have no clue? Give us a little bit of a sign that you're actually in there. Can you give us some movement? Now, this is something you would not take like on the street. This is something you just keep at your house.
Yeah.
Fantastic. And then what does this rabbit eat? What is its favorite lunch?
Vegan stuff.
Vegan stuff. It's a vegan rabbit. Thank you so much, Daphne. Give her some love. And finally, we have Misha. Misha, where are you from?
South Africa. It's a great country.
A great country. And is a blaze your favorite mob?
Not really. It's kind of annoying.
What? What is your favorite, though?
Wolf.
A wolf? Why did you build a wolf?
It was last year's number 3.
Your blaze looks absolutely incredible. Now, I can see here that it glows in the dark. So if we wouldn't mind asking production to turn down the lights so we can see it actually has lights included underneath the mask on every single of the blaze parts. Absolutely incredible. All of these builds are great. Great. And they should be so proud. All of you are our 3 finalists, but we do have a trophy for a 1 winner. So we only just decided today, earlier this morning, who the winner would be. And I'm very happy to say that Leo and Lean, you guys are our winner of the costume contest. There you go. Oh, sorry. Sorry, Lean in there. Give us some mob action. Give us some mob action. Nah. Shock. Now we're going to toss it on over to Vu.
I missed the winner. Was it the chicken jockey?
The results of the first vote are in. Now is when we say goodbye to one of the biomes, the one that received the least amount of votes, and move on to vote on the final 2. I would ask for a drum roll, but I'm far too excited to wait. Drum rolls can sometimes feel like they go on for ages. Meanwhile, all you really want is to hear the results. Why spend all that time making meaningless noise? Just give the people what they want. At least that's what I say. Oh, what the heck. You know what? Drum rolls are cool. Drum roll, please. And the biome that will not be updated first, the one with the least amount of votes, is the desert. Sorry, buddy. Better luck next time. I have to admit, I was already imagining the desert sands between my toes, the sun shining on my hat, and the palm trees swaying in the wind. But oh well, desert's out. Let's have a look at the 2 remaining biomes that you prefer over the nice, warm, vacation-y biome that is the desert. Are you the type of player who likes to play it cool? Do you enjoy the sweet taste of berries and rich but sometimes dangerous wildlife? then you'll love the taiga and its sizable fox population. Or maybe you're all about the homely warmth of the desert, but don't like the sand creeping in everywhere. Then clearly, the ostrich-rich savanna is the biome for you. So, the community has spoken, and your two favorites remain. Only one can win the final vote, however, and be first to receive an extreme biome makeover. Remember, make sure that you're logged in and go to the official Minecraft Twitter account @Minecraft. We've just opened a brand new poll, and only the taiga and savanna are options. Even if you've already voted, remember, this is a new vote with the two remaining options. Choose your favorite and click the little circle. Your vote will be cast and you will be part of history as someone who helped shape the development of Minecraft.
Do this.
So get over there and cast your vote now. This final poll is only open for a limited amount of time. Then stay tuned because later in the show,
this is what's going to happen.
Jens and Agnes will reveal the winner, as well as some other awesome things about upcoming updates.
It's really heating up. Taiga and Savannah, very exciting. Next up, let's welcome Aurelian back to the stage.
Oh no, it's not looking
You
good.
look amazing.
We all costume changed for you. Chad did it, so like, if he gets a cool costume, I want him to.
I'm really impressed. I need to up my game next year.
Yeah.
You might not all know this, but Aurelian and I met back in 2013 at Minecon in Orlando.
Yep.
And since then, we've become friends. We've made videos together.
Sang in one.
We sang in one together. And now we get to share the stage at Minecon Earth. It's really crazy because I don't think we would have met otherwise without
We wouldn't
Minecraft.
have at all.
I know that it's really important to you, but how big of a role has Minecraft played in helping you form friendships?
So basically, I'm here because of Minecraft. The friends that I've met, the people that encouraged me to get into YouTubing and making videos and live streaming, and even all the way up into the job that I have today, is all because I started playing Minecraft way back in 2011.
That is really incredible. So what are we about to see?
So we talked about being friends and making friends. There are people from all around the world of all different backgrounds who come together and play Minecraft together and become friends. So I brought 3 sets of friends to Minecon with me, and we're gonna actually see how much they know about each other.
Okay, amazing. Yeah. Let's get into it. Take it away, Aurelian.
Thanks. Before we get started, though, we are going to meet our contestants. Hello, contestants.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
Are you guys excited?
Yes. Super excited.
Good. Well, let's start with some introductions for all 3 sets of you. Ifat and Anat, you guys run Toya, which I actually got to play one of the maps that you guys made called Gorilla Adventure, where you highlight the adventures of a woman named Diane Fossey. What inspired you to do maps like that?
We think that Diane Fossey, she's an amazing ape researcher, and we thought it will be super cool to explore the kids for her world. And first of all, we love gorillas, so we want to create ones.
Was a good opportunity.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good reason to make a map, right?
Minecraft,
Yeah.
and especially the baby ones, which are
Yeah,
super cool.
they were so cute.
Yeah.
So that's.
And we're a female-led studio, so we do worlds and skins on the marketplace, and they're all inspired, you know, by the achievements of amazing women who changed their world. So we want the girls to become the heroes, just like boys can be heroes. So this is what we do.
Don't know what I think that
That's
word
awesome.
shit is.
We are so excited to have you guys here today, and we're going to learn a little bit more about you later. But our next set of contestants, CPK and Lauren Z-Side.
Hello.
Welcome. I am personally really excited to have you guys here because aside from me, my daughter actually watches your videos because you guys get to make Minecraft content together, and that's pretty rad for people who are friends, right?
It is. It's amazing.
So where can people find you two making videos?
Well, right now, our current series are The Deep End, where we explore vanilla Minecraft for once and all of the aquatic updates. And then we also do One Life right now, where we only have 1 life in Minecraft, and if we die in Minecraft, we're out of the server and the series.
So with all of this Minecraft you two played together, you guys should know so much about each other.
Yeah, we're best friends. We're the dynamic duo, people call us, actually.
Well, we're going to see compared And our final set, he laughs.
But do your outfits match?
Kind of.
Oh, yeah, I guess. Oh, yeah, there's a trend. Never mind.
I'm going to take a point away already. That was
What?
not
Thank you.
Oh.
Actually, we got to learn a lot about your friendship earlier in your segment, but a lot of people may not know that Martin and I actually go way back, and Martin is the reason why I'm here today, because I was out looking for people to say, come play on my Minecraft server, and I messaged you on Twitter, I think it was, and you were like, yeah, cool, like, let's do something together, let's live stream. I didn't even know that there was a whole world of people that, like, made videos and people who watch videos, because I was just alone playing Minecraft. And so you got me encouraged, you taught me, like, pretty much everything I know, and now we're here.
That's a big claim.
I know.
I'm actually responsible for Aurelian,
So when
apparently.
things go wrong, it's Martin's fault.
My fault? I'm down 1 point and everything's my fault. Check.
But I love you, and I'm glad you're here.
That's fine. I can go with that.
All right, let's get started. So before we came here to Minecon, we actually asked all 3 sets of friends some questions about themselves, about their experiences in Minecraft, and about the things that they like. And so now we're going to go group by group and see how much you know about each other. Ready? You think you're going to do good?
Yeah.
Perfect. Yeah. Okay, we're going to start with you guys. Efat and Anat. We asked Anat what her favorite memory of your friendship was. What do you think she said?
This one is easy.
It's easy? Okay.
Yeah, I think so. Way back, like 12 years ago, we were working together, and we actually gave birth in the same day.
You had your babies on the same day.
Not the same hospital, but
not the same hospital. I mean, you guys like worked together. You were friends together. You had your babies together. Is that the right answer?
That's so easy.
It's so easy. You gave birth on the same day. That's incredible. You guys are 1 for 1. Callum and Lauren.
How do we follow giving birth?
How do you follow that?
You can't.
You can't. You can still get this question right, though, okay? You may not be as good friends, but you can still get this one right. Callum, we asked Lauren to describe herself as a Minecraft block. And what do you think she said?
I think this is what I would describe her as, so I hope she thinks the same.
Okay.
I think she's a little diamond.
Aww.
I thought you were going to be mean and say, like, dirt or something.
I would never
What did you say?
Obsidian.
Oh! Why obsidian?
What does that mean?
Because it's purple. Come on, Callum.
Yeah, okay.
Okay,
so
you're all wearing purple. You know, well, it's an honorary point because it was very sweet. Very good friends.
That was very
We'll take it.
Martin and Bigby.
Yeah. Yep. We once sneezed at the same time. Just want to put that one out.
And cough.
Yeah,
That's not even close. That's not even.
That's all we've got.
Yeah.
And no one can prove that's true. Anyway, Bigby, we asked Martin if you were to play a round of Minecraft survival games with your wonderful co-hosts, who do you think would be left standing?
Well.
So who do you think Martin would say is left standing?
Well, it wouldn't be you. Well.
What did it?
What? No. It would be me.
Oh. Now, I feel like we should still get a point because the words match. Right? Does that count? I think that's pretty good.
I actually meant you, so.
Oh, did you?
No.
Oh, I never meant you. That's fine.
You guys think the same.
Yeah,
There's like a
pretty
benefit to that. So Efat and Anat, you guys, we learned now you gave birth together. You guys have been friends for a really long time, but how did you make the transition into being friends to starting to make Minecraft content together? What did that look like?
So I think we wanted, our kids to have equal opportunities as they grow up, and we thought that Minecraft is the perfect game to do that. Wanted to do storytelling and adventures, so it was just, a reunion and a connection. Yeah, we just went ahead and did that.
And you have to be the coolest moms because you guys make Minecraft maps. It's pretty awesome.
I hope you need to ask our kids.
I'll ask you after the show.
You should ask them.
We will for sure. Callum and Lauren.
That's us.
You guys were friends before or after you started making videos?
Because of.
Because of.
So, how do you just randomly message someone and be like, let's make videos?
I think that's,
how does that happen?
That's like the hardest part, right? But we had mutual friends and we were on some series together, and it just kind of came to a point where we're like, hey, should we try filming? And I'd seen a bunch of Lauren's videos. I think we have a really similar sense of humor. And then she agreed to make some videos with me, and then that means we're friends, and now I just won't let go. So
You're stuck as friends for forever.
That's how it works.
That's amazing. Martin, baby, I don't have any questions for you because
We're
seen
old
you so
news.
much in the show. We love you, but we already know. It's great. Okay, we're gonna do one more round. Okay, this is your chance to redeem yourselves.
Okay.
Okay. All right, we'll start with you guys again. Anat, we asked Ifat which hostile mob she would keep as a pet. So which mob?
That's difficult. Okay, so if we would have hostile cockroaches, I would go for them.
Okay.
No, we don't.
Okay.
So I'm gonna go for spider.
Okay.
Because even if we have them in the studio, the real ones walking around, she would just go pick them out, set them free.
Okay.
The other one is screaming on the other side of the room. But I would
spider.
So she said spider. What did you say?
Spider.
Spider! Yay!
Already won.
Oh, that's awesome! You guys are 2 for 2. Yes. No one can beat them.
No.
I just want, they're like my new favorite set of friends, so there's no choice. We'll see. You guys can pick this up now, okay?
Here we go.
Lauren, we asked Callum what his biggest fear was in Minecraft.
Ooh. Wait, what's that look for?
Lauren, well, let's see what Lauren. Lauren, what did you say his biggest fear in Minecraft was?
I really wasn't sure, so I said witches because they're pretty terrible.
Witches are terrible. Callum, you have this strange look on your face. What did you say?
I got the question wrong.
What? What?
So I thought it was in my life, so I put failure.
Oh my God. Are you scared of witches?
Yeah, they're pretty terrifying.
Then it counts.
You're right.
Yay!
Okay, then.
You okay? All right, Martin, baby, this is your last opportunity.
Let's do it. Yeah.
To get this one right.
Okay.
Martin,
Yeah.
this should be the easiest question.
Oh, don't say that.
We asked Big B what his favorite snack was.
I mean, we've even had evidence of this already today.
Yeah.
It 100% has to be cookies.
Cookies.
It just has to be.
And that's
It's part of your brand, like I mean,
Yeah.
cookies, right?
There's a massive pile of them backstage.
Yeah.
Or there was.
You're wrong. That's the way the cookie crumbles. It's actually
Gummy bears?
Gummy bear? What? I've never seen you eat a gummy bear in your life.
I have.
That was the least convincing I have ever.
Gummy bear.
All right, boys.
Oh, no.
We know you're still good friends. Everybody here is good friends. We would encourage everybody at home to try this with their friends. Ask them some questions, see if you can get them right, and we hope that you guys enjoyed it. Everyone, let's give a final round of applause for our amazing guests. Lydia, we'll take it back to you.
Thanks, Aurelian. I think we're going to have to try a version of that in the office to see how well everyone knows each other. And I'm not sure about Big B's survival game skills, but I know that Martin used to win all the time, like every server that I was on, so my money's on him. It's hard to describe how much Minecraft has changed things for so many of us. When you hear about the friendships, the people who were just on stage, it's really incredible, and I can say that's myself included. From living in Florida to moving to Sweden to work on this incredible game, to making many of my very best friends, Minecraft is an undeniable force in bringing people together and changing lives. Our last Meet a Minecrafter video introduces a company that's working to give even more people a chance to play.
So he's got cerebral palsy. It's a very wide term, but it's basically damage to the brain, and what it means for Ian is that he's got no independent use of any of his limbs. The fact that Ian can access a computer game that everybody plays is no longer special. It's actually for everybody. It's very inclusive.
My favourite thing to do in the game is destroying buildings. I also love attacking animals and zombies with my sword.
iMine is a way of enabling someone with a very severe disability who finds it very difficult to be able to use their hands so that they can use a keyboard or a mouse to be able to join in with everybody else and play. It's an interface that lets them play Minecraft. When they look at the game, it's as if it's a mouse. Their eyes behave like a mouse. So if you want to be able to dig, then you look at the dig button, you go back to the screen, look where you want to dig, and you'll start digging. If you want to fly, look at the fly button, look back at the screen, and you will be able to fly.
I love it. It gives me a new level of independence, so I can play the game without someone helping me. It's now an accessible game for lots of ages and abilities. I wish more games were liking this.
He can sit and watch TV by himself, but that's a very passive activity. Whereas with Minecraft, he's flying around, exploring the scenery. His life is so limited that everything that opens these avenues is amazing.
And when you see people who with very severe involuntary movement, who find it so difficult to be creative in any other way, to see them being so creative, which is what Minecraft enables them to do, for me, that's terrific.
It's so inspiring to see technology like iMine help make Minecraft truly accessible to players. That's really what the game is all about. Every year, one of the most exciting and anticipated segments of the show is the Future Updates.
That's the one.
Where you get to find out about all the cool stuff that's coming to the game. And this year is no exception. We've brought in our word specialist to conduct this important interview. Please welcome our Director of Creative Communications, Owen Jones.
Thank you, Lydia. Thanks. So, I am lucky enough to be sitting here with two of our amazing developers. You guys primarily work on the Bedrock version of the game, right?
Yep, correct.
So, who are you?
Yeah, so I'm Jason Major. I've been on Bedrock for about 4 years now.
And I'm Adrian. I've been on Bedrock for about 2 years, and I help deliver add-ons.
Well, thank you so much for coming along to talk to me. Like today, we're going to be talking mostly about the add-ons. Now, they exist in a version of the game we describe as Bedrock. Can you just give me a brief on what that version is?
Yeah, so Bedrock is the kind of what we internally call the version of Minecraft that runs on most of the mobile devices. So iPhone, Android, Kindle, along with the Xbox, and we just recently released Switch, and also Windows 10.
And you can play cross-platform between all those different editions as well, right?
Yeah.
We've also been adding new things to the Bedrock version over the years. We've added, you can get texture packs and skins. Now you can even access servers on there. Yep. So there's loads of cool features in that version, which we're kind of proud of. But today we are talking mostly about add-ons. Now, add-ons are a way you can kind of change the game and kind of customize it for yourself.
Yeah, so about 2 years ago, we added the ability for people to come in and just through editing simple text files, they can go and take existing mobs in the game and change their behaviors. They can change the geometry, which is kind of the shape of what they look like, and kind of mix them up and make a lot of fun things. And we've seen a lot of really cool stuff built with that already.
And I think over time, we've managed to give people more and more kind of power to create even more unique entities or unique mobs in the game.
Yeah.
Right. So one of the new things that we're doing now is we're making it so that people can add their own new entities instead of needing to overwrite an existing one. Okay. So it really gives users a little more power to be able to add whatever they wanted.
So previously, if I kind of changed the look of a chicken in the game, I think we have a little video about this, a chicken in the game, and it became a duck, it would kind of replace the chicken. But now, as this shows, you can kind of have both.
Right. So now we have a new spawn egg for our new entity, duck. This is just an example of what someone can create using our new feature. And because it's a new entity, it has a new render, and it has a whole new set of behaviors as well.
Yeah, that's super awesome. And that's going to give a lot of freedom to people to kind of really customize what exists in their world now.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, one of the cool things in that is we kind of show the baby duck when it comes out as yellow. So like that's, again, is just editing simple files. So in those files, you can basically just put like a single line of text, basically say, if it's a baby, like use this texture, otherwise use this other texture. And
very cool.
You have a lot of control there now.
That's awesome. We've also kind of looked into how you can place these new entities in the world as well, right? So.
Yeah, so definitely like in the past with add-ons, you're constrained by the thing that you overrode would determine where it would spawn. So if you tried to override a polar bear, for instance, it would only ever spawn in ice flats.
Gotcha.
And that is kind of challenging. And then also with like marketplace content and other things, sometimes you're like, well, in my world, I don't want creepers to spawn ever. And you have no way to turn that off. So what we've got now is we have another data-driven text file way you can kind of specify, like, this thing shows up under these conditions in the world. So these sort of biomes or this lighting levels and stuff like that. You can even say things like, this thing's more likely to spawn in the rain and stuff like that.
So I think you have you guys made a scorpion, right?
Yeah. So it's got just kind of a wandering around the desert, encounter this little guy. So I never spawned him myself. And he's got some bigger friends.
I mean, you can see the kind of power of the add-on there. I mean, you can make something kind of pretty much unique.
Correct.
Yeah. And here you can spawn them without using spawn eggs, that's right? This is another new feature we're adding?
Right. So in addition to getting a spawn egg, we also, when you add your new entity using just a JSON file, it hooks up to the commands. You can use it in spawner blocks, everything.
That's awesome. Very, very cool. So we've been talking a bit about the kind of functionality of these new entities, which is obviously really cool and really valuable. But we're also trying to change how people can visualize their entities, how they can affect how they look and feel in the game also.
Right. So something that we've done is we've made it so that in addition to just adding a new entity, we didn't want to constrain the users to using any of the animations that exist with vanilla entities. So you can specify, you can add your own new animations, mix or match existing ones. And so that's something that we see with our next guy here.
Yeah, so you made a kind of skeleton kind of beast guy here, we can see.
Yeah, this one was a lot of fun because we actually got, like, we wanted to show off something that is obviously not using existing animations in the game. So he's got his upper torso, he's got his rear up animation, kicks at you, and stuff like that, which is obviously new.
That is crazy.
We can see this is kind of the body of a horse, the torso of a skeleton, and kind of new animations.
Yeah, I like to call him Skeletor.
Yeah, yeah, of course. Cool. I mean, this all looks really interesting. I noticed you guys are making kind of scorpions and skeletons and stuff. Have you thought about making any kind of nice, cute mobs in the game yet?
Yeah, the next one has something that I personally think is really cute. They're kind of small and furry. So this first guy, he kind of brings them up. But there's the little cute guys. So you got the nice little spiders that I added in. I think they're super cute.
They're not cute.
And then, but this whole video is just kind of showing the power of what you can actually build when you pull it all together. So we got custom animations, custom rendering of these guys. The spiders have a new custom particle effect that can be, so you make new effects on stuff. So we can hook it up to say this effect trails and plays on this guy all the time. There's a effect that plays when they get spawned and summoned in the world. And yeah, you can just kind of see that, like, you basically made like a little mini boss type, pretty crazy mob.
Yeah, it's amazing you can kind of pull that off just by using text files.
Tiger One, by the way.
Are there any limitations to how add-ons work at the moment, though?
Yes. So similar to when with add-ons before, you're still limited in just using the existing behaviors in the game. So you have to the things that the vanilla mobs can do, for the most part, those are available to you. But if you really want to do something completely unique that no mob in Minecraft has ever done before, then there's still some limits. So we are actually announcing that we will be having our long-awaited scripting tech preview. So that'll be coming out this year. The focus for this preview is more around... So for this tech preview, the focus is much more around more of like a mini game, high-level control aspect, but the goal is to eventually start being able to build.
They've been having tech issues this entire segment.
That sounds fantastic. I mean, we can tell people are really happy about that, so that's awesome. And when can players get their hands on these new add-on features?
Yeah, so the stuff we've been showing today is we will have that out in a beta in October, and we will have it available for everyone on Bedrock later this year.
Fantastic. Thank you so much. That's really awesome. So for more information on how add-ons work and how you can get your own creation into the game, check out minecraft.net, where we'll have more info soon. But for now, I'm very proud to announce that I have two very special people coming on who've been working on the next major Minecraft update.
Oh,
Please welcome Jens and Agnes.
This is what we're talking about. So this is the next major Minecraft update announced live
How are you guys
for the
doing?
first time.
Great.
Right? Yeah. Are you enjoying the show so far?
Yes. I think it's a lot of fun.
What's been your favorite bit so far, Agnes?
Yeah, I think the costume contest. I think it's great to see all the lovely costumes. I'm really enjoying that.
And it's kind of cool because the costume contest is kind of a legacy part of Minecon. You know, it's always been a highlight for me, so I think it's really cool we can keep that going even with the new format, you know?
Yes.
What about you, Jens? What's your favorite bit so far?
Well, for me, the best part is that we finally can reveal Minecraft dungeons. So I'm really looking forward to what people will think about it. And I already checked a little bit of the comments, and people seem excited and curious, to say the least. And we have a screenshot, actually, that we can show.
Awesome, let's have a look.
So this is an environment in the game that you can kind of expect. So this is a screenshot from the actual game. And you will fight your way through in kind of like a dungeon crawler genre.
So it's kind of like a top-down dungeon crawler. So you're traveling around various environments, hacking up mobs.
Yeah, absolutely. It's the hack and slashing.
Very cool. And I guess you travel to different kind of biomes and stuff. It's not all set in actual dungeons. Though.
Yeah, no, there's a bunch of different areas and environments, and a lot of new bosses and really cool stuff. So
that sounds awesome. I can't wait for us to share more information on that. So yeah, coming soon. Okay, so let's talk a bit more about the core game, about Minecraft itself. Now, you guys have obviously been working really hard on our next major update, and I'm sure people will be extremely excited to hear what we've been working on. So what's the deal?
Yes, so we always try to find like what's a good theme to update next, and this is something that haven't been really improved a lot since its original implementation almost 7 years ago, actually more than 7 years ago.
What could it be?
So the theme this time is going to be Village and Pillage.
Okay, awesome.
Yes.
That's a cool name for an update.
So, I mean, it's been almost like 7 years since you've done a dramatic change to the villages, I think, when I checked the Wikipedia recently. So it's pretty amazing we're finally doing that.
Yes.
Agnes, tell me a bit about what we're actually doing with the villages. How are we improving them?
I mean, we have done a lot of things, but one thing is that we're updating the architecture for all villages.
Oh,
cool.
Man.
So the villages themselves will have different looks depending on the biome. That's right.
Yes, that's right. And I think.
Yeah, we have a video to show off.
It's like 5 different types of village. Oh man, yeah, full on. Like entirely changed. These are basically new structures, you know. Oh, we only see 2 of them.
That's absolutely awesome.
There's 4 more biomes that we haven't previewed yet, but just those 2 alone look incredible.
So we can see
like
the actual architecture of the villages is influenced by the area it's in, and the materials maybe, yeah.
Yes. So all the architecture is adapted to the biome the village is in. So we try to only use material from that village, and we try to adapt to the climate. So you saw in the desert, the roofs are flat because it never rains in Minecraft deserts. It makes a lot of sense, but for the plains, it's a bit steep roofs, for example.
Very cool, and we can share more on that soon as well. That's awesome. We've also been looking into the inhabitants of those villages themselves, right?
Yes, and they will get new fancy skins.
Okay, let's take a look at those.
Oh, these can be designed by Jasper, right? So now villagers wear hats. Oh, and they're different in every biome has its own type of villager. They're biome specific. That's crazy, actually. And then you can see the role of the villager based on what this looks like. This is an old village, but with new villagers. Jungle villagers! I think they just confirmed jungle villagers, right? Maybe it's just... And then we get the tiger ones too. I think they accidentally confirmed jungle villagers. Or maybe not accidentally, but... Oh man.
That's... We could have updated the sounds of the villagers as well.
Oh, the sounds are amazing.
But that's awesome. Tell me a little bit about how that works.
Oh yeah, so the skins are biome dependent, and they also get unique details depending on the profession. So yeah, there will be lots of different variations. And we also do other things to villagers and the village mechanics. For example, we want the villagers to be more intelligent, so they will have like a schedule, going to the work, going to a meeting point and stuff like that. And we are updating the trading as well.
I mean, that sounds amazing. So basically, everything about the villages is going to have more life, feel more unique,
Yes.
and kind of more consistent from the villagers themselves to where they live and how they interact with the player. So that's awesome. Okay, so we've talked a lot about the villages. We've talked about these cool, nice features. But Jens, you said it was called the Village and Pillage update.
Yeah, exactly. And I should mention that one of our principles is that it's up for the player to build the world. So even though the villagers will be more kind of intelligent and have more of their purpose regarding their profession, it's up to the player to make sure they have a good village to live in. And there's more reason for this now, because in addition to improving the villagers, we are also introducing raids. So it gets a little bit complicated, but we have villagers, Pillagers, and now we're introducing the Pillager.
Oh,
cool. And we can take a quick look at what those guys get up to. Let's check it out.
Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh, that is a cool set of mobs. It's rideable too, you can see by the saddle. Okay, I'm hyped. Man, that's cool. That's seriously
that looks
one of the most exciting new mob revelations I think we've had in a while, right? So it's actually going to do something, hopefully.
Yes, so as you can see, the Pillagers are wreaking havoc together with this new monster. And this thing is currently, we refer to it as the Illager Beast. It will join the raids and is really, really tough. So it's quite a challenge to take down.
It seemed to be smashing its way through the whole place there.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. And so these raids will attack villages and you will have to defend against them. And I also want to say, like, the Illager Beast, if you have a name suggestion, I'm all ears.
Oh, it's a temporary
but
name.
we've kind of grown fond of just calling it the Beast.
So do we know kind of why these Pillagers are kind of doing what they're doing, or is that not quite decided yet?
It's one of the Minecraft mysteries.
Okay. Oh, I understand. I also noticed, the eagle eye in the viewers might have noticed, that they were wielding something that looked kind of powerful as well. What was that in their hands?
It was a crossbow.
Crossbows?
Mm-hmm.
So tell me a little bit about the crossbow. Is that replacing the bow, or?
No. They are kind of well balanced. So the crossbow is really powerful. It deals more damage, and the arrows goes further, but it takes longer to load. And it also comes with new enchantments. I just want to say that because it's cool.
Great, I think we can check that out as well. Show us the video of the crossbow.
Oh, that looks super weird, but Minecrafty. Show us the enchantments, I want to know. Okay, so it's terrible for close quarter combat. Like, you can see... Oh, there's a triple shot and a firework enchantment. Okay, that's hype. Actually, the firework one's kind of pointless, but triple shot sounds cool.
Very cool.
That time is serious, though. It better do some damage. It better.
And the crossbow, is that going to be similar to the trident, where you have to kind of discover it in the world? Or?
No, you can craft it.
Cool, so that's a craftable item.
Yes.
And say the kind of multi-shot thing there, that's how the enchantments work with the crossbow.
That's one of the enchantments, and we have fast load, and there are also another one.
More to come. Okay,
More
no
to come,
problem.
yes.
Yeah. Cool. So, I mean, this stuff all sounds absolutely amazing. Can you divulge when players are going to get these features?
So the Village and Pillage update will officially come out early next year, but we are in the Java snapshots. You will be able to try out some things in the experimental phase, but we'll also release some features before the holidays.
Okay, some of those features or some.
No, so first of all, we're gonna introduce cats as their own mob instead of being ocelots.
Yes, so we thought that ocelots and cats are amazing, so they deserve to be their own mobs. And we have done lots of updates to the cats. So there will be stray cats around in the villages, and you can have them as a pet, and they can bring morning gifts. And also, the phantoms are really scared of cats.
What kind of gifts do the cats bring you, like diamonds and stuff?
Not really diamonds. This is a secret, but not diamonds.
Okay, cool.
More cat kind of gifts.
Secret cat.
And I can see here, so you've updated the... I mean, we used to have 3 cat skins, right?
Yeah, exactly. So we are going to add more skins for the cats, and we thought it was funny to have 9 skins.
Oh, 9.
And as you may know, one of the original skins, the tuxedo cat, was based on my wife's old cat, Newton. And you can see the big question mark here in the middle that we are going to ask the community to submit pictures for their cats and have kind of like a competition. So one community member is going to have their cat immortalized in Minecraft.
So they can get the real-life cat. Then we're going to make it into a Minecraft cat, and that'll be the 9th cat skin in the game.
Exactly. So there will be more information about this, exactly how it's going to work on Minecraft.net in a few weeks.
Okay, that sounds amazing, and that's a pretty cool prize, I think.
Get Cookie in Minecraft with the Christmas update.
So we're getting cats before the cat update before holiday. Not the official name, by the way, but yeah, we're getting the cats. Is there anything else coming along with those?
We have to do it.
Yes, we're adding scaffolding.
Scaffolding, one of the longest requested features, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. I remember already back in Minecon Las Vegas, which was also 7 years ago, during the Minecraft Q&A, people requested scaffolding. So yeah, it took a little while, but finally.
It's 7 years, it's fine.
So how will the scaffolding work?
Yeah, I mean, the purpose is, of course, to make it easier to build, so we maybe not need all the weird dirt constructions to build anymore. So, for example, it will be really fast to climb up, and if you remove the bottom part of the scaffolding column, everything will break. So it's also really fast to remove it when you're done with your fancy building.
That sounds great. So it's giving players just opportunities to make builds quicker and easier and kind of get to the good stuff quicker.
Yes.
It's cool. And what's it going to be made out of? How do I craft scaffolding?
They are made of bamboo.
Ah, so a new item, a new block in the game.
Yeah, and I mean, it's a new
Panda's totally
bamboo,
coming to the game.
There will be like bamboo forests and stuff like that.
And what else do you use the bamboo for?
Well...
See? They said it wasn't, but there's totally pandas in Minecraft, right? They told us, but it's here! I said in my video, pandas in Minecraft. And then they're here, look. They're finally here. After all these years, pandas in Minecraft. It happened. It's, oh gosh.
Adorable.
So panda and cat outfit at Christmas, and then villager and pillager early next year.
So I think that's pretty obvious that we're bringing pandas to the game. Agnes, tell me a bit about those.
Yeah. I mean, like a big thing with pandas are that they are cute and they are a bit silly. And we also really wanted the players to connect to their pandas. So we thought that if we add like different like personalities or traits to them, you will feel like your panda is more unique. So we did that as well. So in the video you saw like there was a panda with red eyes. That's an aggressive panda. You should not hurt an aggressive panda.
Well, you shouldn't hurt any kind of panda.
Of course not. But don't hurt pandas. But the aggressive one will probably be a bit upset about it, extra upset about it.
And what other kind of traits can the pandas have?
They can be, for example, lazy and playful. And then, yeah, I heard rumors about one that actually is a brown panda. Very rare.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
That sounds amazing. I mean, what made you think to include pandas in the first place?
So when we have we essentially have like creative workshops when we try to list what we want to include in the next update. And since we have such a huge community in China with over 150 million registered players, we invited our partner NetEase to give us the feedback from the Chinese community and what they really wanted to see in the game. And obviously they picked the giant panda. And we sent our sound engineer, Samuel, to China to record the actual sounds from the actual pandas.
Oh, no.
And we actually have a little... we documented that trip, so let's take a look at that.
Absolutely.
模样非常重视中国的 Minecraft 玩家，在一次沟通中， 有提到是否把中国的特色生物加入到 Minecraft 中，而我们第一个想到的就是国宝大熊猫了。
We're at Chimelong Safari Park in Guangzhou, China, and we're here to record the sounds for the panda. Because the pandas are so protected in the wild and they're endangered, so this is the closest we get to their natural environment.
还有它吃东西的时候，它比如想跟我们饲养员要那个食物，就像竹笋啊、苹果那个，它想要吃到那个精饲料，就等于它就会有一种粘人的感觉，就粘着你。 然后一直，也是这样叫的。
What I think is interesting about pandas is that people think they are very, very quiet, but they have a variety of sounds. They have panting, bleating, and sort of squeaking. So I'd like to capture all of them and incorporate them in the game, of course.
我的世界中国版上线以来，受到了众多玩家的支持，而大熊猫是中国的国宝。我相信大熊猫的加入可以为中国玩家带来更多的亲切感和趣味，也能够让全世界的 Minecraft 玩家和我们一起与美丽的、可爱的国宝进行互动，也一同享受探索世界的乐趣。
A little bit of a stereotype to imply that Chinese players will enjoy Minecraft more if it has pandas. If that's how they see things. If that's how they see things.
I'd really like to be able to speak panda like that guy in the middle of that video. We need to do the sound effects. Anyway, this all sounds completely amazing. I can't wait for us to get our hands on it. So just remind me again, Jens, when are we getting these things?
So yes, Village and Pillage will be out early next year. And for the holiday update, we'll have the cats, pandas, bamboo, and scaffolding.
And that'll be out even sooner. That's awesome.
Yes.
Okay. We've reached that point in the show now, and I think you guys must be really excited to find out which biome you're going to update next.
Yes.
So that is the
Did I hear
panda scaffold
biome results?
You did.
And we'll learn a bit more
Is
about
anybody excited to find out
Yes.
which one it is? Okay, so who gets to do the honors? Agnes, okay.
Okay, this is very exciting.
Drum roll, please.
Okay, we have a winner, and the winner is Taiga!
Tiny Agnes and Jens are very excited over there.
Oh, they made a little animation for
and
each
the
one. That's
foxes
nice.
are super excited.
Are you excited about updating the tiger?
Absolutely. It's going to be fun.
It will be a lot of fun.
Well, thank you so much for sharing all these updates with me and for sharing what's going to happen to Minecraft in the near future. Let's take a quick look at the recap and see again what's coming to Minecraft soon.
This is by the end of this year. Early next year. They look so cool, the Pillager. And this too. Man, this is what villagers should look like. It looks like so much fun to try and intercept one of those.
Stay tuned for the
Anyway,
post-show
that is
recap.
that's the
Follow
new
us at a
update
live
part of the
developer
Minecon
panel
show. They
backed
do it
by
right at the
popular
end.
demand.
This is also a
And we
little bit of the video.
also
So if
have
you watch the video,
amazing community
like it,
panels
share it,
going
maybe
up
check
on
out
our
the whole
YouTube
stream.
channel
There's gonna be a
after
link
the
to it,
show.
but
I'd
that's
like
the
to
end
thank
of my
all
little
of the
first
people that made
impressions of the
Minecon
update.
Earth
Looks cool.
possible.
I'm excited.
Thank you to the Minecraft teams in both Stockholm and Redmond who continue to bring new and fun experiences to Minecraft. To the Minecraft Dungeons team, congratulations for sharing the first glimpse of our exciting new game. To our special guests and panelists, to Kate the Chemist for blowing up our stage. And a huge thank you to my amazing co-hosts. It takes a lot to put on a show like Minecon Earth, so thank you to the team and crew who worked so hard to bring it to you. But the biggest thanks of all goes to you watching Minecon Earth. From wherever you are, we're so happy you joined us. Thank you and goodbye.
So that's the end of the official Minecon show. Then there's a little bit of post-show. and then there's going to be the developer commentary. So that's going to be an interesting one to see, I would say. So yeah, we got this bit, little bit, and we're going to push that. So now, my plan. I'll stay right here. Should we stay right here for it? Yeah, I think we'll stay. Watch the whole show because the panel after is intriguing to say the least. So give me a second. I have a video on my computer that I want to upload. If you want all the panels, they're just uploaded sometime later on. They're not part of the show. That was a lot of info. That was a huge deal of info, right? That was...
Welcome back to Backstage here at Minecon Earth. That was an incredible show. I have to say, this is going to be really hard to fit into 15 minutes. We were just talking about this. So I'm joined by Ren Dog. Hey, how you doing?
I'm freaking out right now.
How are your notes there? Because mine have just like gone a bit big.
I've got lots of scribbles going on here. There is so much amazing stuff coming out.
There's a lot coming up.
It's crazy. You know?
And also we've got Stress Monster who's here with us as well.
Right.
How are your notes?
My notes I try to remember. I've put them over there, so I'm trying to remember them up here.
It's all right. We'll go through. Well, I don't even know if we can get through all of it.
No, there's so much.
It's crazy.
We were kind of watching it together here in the backstage studio, and like every 3 minutes, you guys were like, what?
Yeah.
Yeah, we got a bit overexcited.
Yeah.
No, like it's good, but it was kind of like back-to-back announcements. So I suppose we should probably start off with what was your favourite one? What was the kind of biggest one that you saw?
Pillage and Pillage.
Oh yeah, I'm totally down for that. That's totally my jam.
Well, 5 days ago, I was playing on the Hermitcraft server with my fellow hermits. DocM77 and I were making a stock exchange.
Of course.
Escal85 and False Symmetry are putting a bikini on it. Standard.
Right. Okay, I was with
It happens.
exchange.
Yeah.
Now I'm here on a couch and I've just seen a giant land beast decimate a village. I mean,
Wow.
that has got my blood flowing.
That
looks awesome.
That looks amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Terrifying.
I'm scared of that. But the crossbows, I'm so excited for the crossbows and the multi-shot. That's just...
There were some exciting little squeaks and yelps that came out when they both saw the crossbow. There's been some strange noises all around. Frankly, over the entire show. Okay, so we've got that, but I mean, okay, I'm going to have to look at my notes because there's so much going on here. So, okay, let's start off with the biggest announcement. So, Minecraft Dungeons.
No preview for the Tiger
wow,
update.
That looks super
They
fun.
didn't know which update they were going to be previewing until.
What are we thinking?
Just then.
I love the fact that it looks class-based, like there was a magician or a wizard type thing. I thought that's my role.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is
When I
your
play
jam.
That is mine.
That is your jam.
I mean, I'm a big RPG fan, a big Diablo franchise fan, and that to me looks like we now get to be a wizard or a soldier of some kind in Minecraft, get to go into scary dungeons and slay some seriously scary beasts. I'm a little bit overexcited about this one.
I can see that. The couch is moderately vibrating underneath you as you talk about it. Let's be honest.
Yes.
Oh, God. So let's also talk about... we had some amazing game shows in the actual show as well. I thought they were brilliant. This year was so good.
Loving the slime.
The slime...
we should have more slime,
More
I think.
slime needed poured on top of people. Can you guess that for next year?
They were just
I'm not excited for the crossbow. I think they're a horrible idea.
God, feel sorry
I
for
think
the
the
person who's,
crossbows are just
cleaning
like
it up.
finally we have a way to hit people at decent ranges.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
And if you want to really charge something back,
was
you
like one of my
like you
favourites.
charge it,
How
then
do
you've
I
got
do
an
that?
armed
How
weapon.
much trouble am I going to get into?
So there's going to be some meta where you have
Well,
9
if you did that,
crossbows
it's
all
gonna be all on
charged.
the
So you
ceiling.
can...
But what
I
a
think it's
magical
gonna
few
change
moments
combat.
for basically a month of my flatmate being really cross with me.
It was good.
We don't recommend you do this at home in any way, shape or form, just so we're clear.
I particularly enjoyed watching the boys and girls playing with the little fluffy squares.
Oh, yeah. The pixel stuff.
I mean, trying to make a house in 3D in under a minute, kind of tricky, that was quite hilarious.
Yeah.
I would have just made the
2D.
recipes in Minecraft,
Yeah.
But,
There's something about suddenly bringing it into the real world where you spend all
Yeah.
your time in Minecraft.
That's
Like,
what the bow
wait,
is for.
how do I?
Hang
on.
how
The
do I
bow doesn't
do
go far enough.
I mean, I know how to do it in Minecraft.
That's
This
the bow's
feels
problem.
very different.
I have a question about the slimy bit.
Okay.
Were those real fish?
No.
No.
You can't use real fish. What kind of like humane society? No.
You know, and a salmon, casual salmon.
I don't think they were real fish.
Okay.
I think they were just like, they looked really real because they were kind of covered in slime.
I'll retreat back into my imagination.
No, that's fine. It's good that they look real. They fooled you, so that's job well done.
I thought they were real fish.
What was the other thing? Oh, I really loved when we had the kind of like tutorial of like how to do YouTube videos, but we had that where everyone kind of, they cut back to like everyone's first video. Oh my God, Martin, my God, you look about 10. It was amazing.
It was very cute.
Yeah.
The cuteness level of Minecon 2018 is definitely through the roof, guys. I mean,
it is.
It is insane. Those cats.
Yeah.
I mean, Good Times with Scar is literally freaking out right now.
Good Time with Scar cat jelly. We need that.
Yeah. Can we get a jelly?
We need a jelly.
I don't know. I really liked because I think sometimes people are a little bit scared to try something and to start something, especially with something creative and like Minecraft has so many like, incredibly talented creators out there. It's almost like if I was sitting at home and I was going to do that, I'd be like, what's the point? Like everything's really, really good, and like what I'm going to make is not going to be good. So, but it's more about. I think it must be the same for you guys. It's just you learn through doing. You learn through just deciding to make content, and then you get better. You're never great at nobody is great at the start. If I showed you my first ever TV thing I ever did, it's so cringe. I would literally shrivel up into a black hole and suck in the rest of this room. It's so awful. But you know, I mean, when you think about when you look back at like some of your early stuff, was it cringe for you as well?
I mean, the cringe levels over 9,000, my dude.
Do you actually go and look at it? Like I try to steer clear. I'm like, I don't really want to go
watch
back.
it at all?
No, I don't want to. But I didn't have my face on anything. Well, I still don't. But yeah, like I can imagine for people that actually have their faces on it as well, like just seeing how much like younger you were, like you said before.
Do you remember the past? Do you remember the old times when you were young?
Do you remember back in the day?
Oh, back in the day, yes.
We didn't have diorite at better days.
I have just heard we have got some special guests who are going to be joining us. Are you ready? Oh, don't be too scared. We've got ONG Chad and Aurelian. Come and join us in the sofa. You made it.
Hello.
All the way back
Don't worry about the Windows 10
Excited
noises.
to be here.
Come and sit down.
you.
How was that for you guys? Was that intense or what?
In
4 minutes, I think.
But
Show me your hands. Are your hands like...
Well, the hard part's over now.
No, but I wonder if any kind of like residual adrenaline like still pumping around your system.
We had like a really quiet moment backstage as they were kind of doing the recap, and all of us started to get kind of emotional. So I think all of those nerves like got out of the way there because we've been here for 6 days prepping.
And on top of that, months beforehand, we did meetings in New York. We did meetings in Sweden.
Oh, you're just so jet set. So jet set. Just chuck it in there.
Oh, man.
We met everybody. We did all of the things.
There were so many celebrities.
So bad.
Life is so tough right now.
I was only in business, not in first. It was horrible.
But I really want to mention that to let people know that, like, the Minecraft team really cares. I mean, they have been focusing on this. It wasn't just a thing they threw together this weekend. I mean, we have been working on it, and they came to us and we pitched ideas.
Yep.
And it was a real collaboration. It was a lot of fun to do.
Yeah,
and it looked like a lot of fun.
It was. And the best part was, I think, for us is that, you know, everyone there, we've known each other for a long time. We've been playing Minecraft for so long that every single one of us, we were like, oh, we know them, like we're comfortable. But everybody's segment was so much their personality that like we each got to kind of feel like we brought something different to the show, and I'm so proud of everyone.
It worked out.
You guys absolutely smashed it.
Thank you.
Absolutely smashed it. So we were just talking before you rudely interrupted.
Yeah, we busted through the backstage.
I'm so excited to come talk to you.
So honestly, we were just saying we made so many notes.
Yeah.
That's a lot of things. A lot of things that are happening. Were there kind of any kind of standout faves that they mentioned? I mean, you obviously seen.
I have
you
mine.
kind of knew a little bit already.
Actually, we didn't.
Really?
No, because they were. Anytime we were backstage,
so secretive.
they would come and turn the TVs
turn
off.
the TVs off and turn all the volumes down.
I've got Chad's in the room.
Yeah.
That's got such a big
He tweets everything. Turn them off.
I heard he was a tattletale when he was a child. He might leak out our information.
Yeah.
I mean, I
A lot
got
of
that
it was
vibe when I
news to
first
us.
met you. It's fine.
We didn't. So we were, and what's for us, I'm gonna actually have to go back and rewatch it.
Yeah, same.
Because there were a lot of things that like we were doing costume changes or we were getting makeup done. Like we missed a lot
What do you think
of
about
the
the
big
Minecraft
announcements. I
stream
mean,
so
we
far?
caught bits and pieces.
I mean, I wrote a lot of notes, but now is like.
I think they
quite
did the same thing where they oversaturated.
Scribbling it down, like my writing.
Like there was an hour worth of good stuff in there, and then there was. 50
let's
minutes.
be honest, it's pandas.
I mean, come on.
Someone told them it had to be 2 hours, and they extended it a bit.
That was so
But that last
sneaky,
bit was
just
hype.
chuck it in the
I
box.
was.
Like,
I have not been excited.
Okay, we've
like that in a
got
while.
the village and
Like,
pillage update.
I've never seen a mob
Good,
that actually
we're
inspires
done.
me like that.
We heard about dungeons. Okay, that's plenty.
And
one more thing, pandas.
as far as
sneezing pandas.
That
Yeah.
are on their back rolling around with babies.
yeah, it was
But
good.
it wasn't just that they
I liked
put
it in general.
pandas.
Overall,
there
better
was
than
like
last year.
a whole video
Big
montage
improvement.
afterwards.
Yeah.
Like, and by the way, 6 months ago we flew to China. And I was like, how long have they kept that a secret for? And nobody knew. Like, none of us had any clue.
They are so good at keeping.
They're
things
so good
quiet.
at it.
They're so good at it. I mean, what do you guys think of dungeons? We were just chatting about that. Yeah. What do you think?
I think that could be a really fun experience. It's like still, I do a lot of tutorial videos, and so I see frontline that
You're
that
in the
people,
trenches.
yeah, I'm in the trenches. It's like people love Minecraft.
Yeah.
Sometimes they just want an experience. They don't want to have to install a map, get the right add-on, add the texture pack. That's why servers were so popular. But I think that this can be another grand experience for people who love Minecraft.
That
They
last one
love
was amazing.
the
Right.
characters. They love the story. They love the setting. They love, I don't know exactly we didn't get to see a lot. And once again, I have only seen what everyone else saw on stream.
Yeah.
I have no idea if there's like a mining ability. Like, can you mine in dungeons? I'm not sure. But just a fun thing for everyone to experience is great. Love it. Yeah.
What would you say for each of you is the one thing you're going to take away and make content for your channel? Like the favourite thing out of what was kind of updated?
I think I just want a lazy panda sitting in the corner.
just pandas. It's just pandas.
Yeah, because they had the different personalities, didn't they? And I want the lazy one just sitting there.
Well, you don't want a red eye one.
No, not the red eye.
That sounds a lot stressful.
If you accidentally hit it, you're stuffed.
And let's be honest, we're all going to accidentally hit it at some point.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, at the top of my list here, I've got.
You do have
You
one.
haven't actually made lists.
I've literally seen the top of his list.
We're not joking. We've been doing work.
My dude, you look fine.
Okay, so they came to me. So after we had pitched, so we all pitched our idea.
And you're like, I want to look like Hugh Jackman in The Greatest Showman because that's the thing.
That's exactly
That's
what
exactly what we went for.
you said.
Exactly what we went for.
joking.
No.
So we pitched the idea. They come back and they go, we'd really like to take this a little bit over the top. We just want to make sure that you're comfortable with doing this. And I was
I've
like,
already got the jacket.
110%. Let's go.
If anyone's going to do it, it's Chad.
Oh my gosh, wasn't that incredible? They have a costume team and they are so good.
It was fantastic.
Yeah.
But crossbow's probably my favorite thing.
Yeah?
Crossbow's pretty incredible.
That's pretty cool.
And the land beast. I'm quite excited about it.
I got so sad when it trampled all the crops.
Yeah.
I was like, those crops, more villagers.
All that work.
All that work. Yeah, adorable.
I mean,
And the
could you actually pick something that's going to be in Minecraft as opposed to the fact you just got like a really cool outfit that you get to take home? I mean, that is great that you could wear that in your house. But
I really think that this is the smallest, itty-bittiest update.
Okay.
But the cats, how
The
they're giving
developed panel
cats a lot more
starting
skins.
We were arguing about that.
Photos
today.
and stuff.
9 lives, 9 skins.
Except there's a 10th that someone in the community can get their cat as. And I will throw my career on a fire to get my cat.
We were arguing.
The panel started
and
a minute or
Martin,
two.
because we all own
It was meant to start
cats,
10
and we were
minutes
all
ago.
Like, it's gonna be my cat. No, it's gonna be my cat.
I guess
no,
they
it's gonna
gotta
be my
get ready,
cat.
and
Then we
that's
started
why they're
negotiating. Okay, but what if it's
fillering
like
right now.
my cat's feet and your cat's
Filler's
color
fine,
and your cat's face? Then we can be all our cats.
It's like some sort of like UN
There are
brokerage
worse
deal.
things you can
Go
do.
on backstage. We're all
I was thinking, they had the big reveal envelope that said, what it was going to
Chad's
be.
cat.
Savannah. And I was hoping to the Waffles the cat as the 10th cat. It was, and Lydia's like, what? Something's gone wrong. Yeah.
So that would be, I think that's going to be really exciting, but you're not allowed to win. You
Yeah.
guys can't win.
Hashtag vote for Jelly.
Yeah, I don't think that's.
Is this because you have a cat? Is this already
I don't
been
have a
on
cat.
the
I live
stream?
in a flat in London, so I don't have cats.
Dang it.
Sad. But yeah, I'm really excited about everything that's going to be updated. I'm really excited to see, obviously, what you guys are going to create from all of this
Opinions
wonderment.
on the
We all know
updates.
your videos are just
2
now going
thumbs
to
up,
go
Mega.
IRL, and it's you going to be dancing around
2
your
thumbs
kitchen
up.
as some kind of ringmaster
All
for
your
your cat.
streams.
Hello.
Fancy Fridays are gonna be so
Yeah,
different from
check
now
out my
on.
top hat. Yeah, absolutely.
You weirdly look a bit good in a top hat. Like, so, like, you're like,
I'm glad.
oh, I finally got
He
a top
discovered
hat.
his new persona today.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
You're
just a
gonna have to change
ringmaster.
Yeah.
All the time. All the time. With those pants and boots. Those boots were something else.
We
But
talked about in rehearsals too how he put the boots on and he like even walked like differently. Like he was like
strutted around.
He was like had this very like fluid like, and now I'm gonna walk to the bathroom. And like was very like it was great. It was a whole personality change.
Suddenly, that's obviously the you were supposed to become.
Yeah, exactly.
It's funny, like I don't know. Minecon just brings out all these kind of weird things in everybody.
Weird, yes.
Weird, yeah.
Okay, but to get back to Minecraft, one thing that was mentioned that kind of was glossed over is add-ons you can add any creature into the game, and that is, I know people who are map makers who are very technical into Minecraft, but to be able to sometimes
this is like, the entire that was the entire Minecon show. Now there's a separate panel,
I'm not sure
unrelated.
If you can throw a trading menu into
well,
any
it's actually
new
it's part
creature,
of Minecon,
but like basically you had those 5 mobs to work with, or maybe you needed to be able to ride it. So that's only the pig and only the horse. You know, you had to edit mobs instead of creating whole new ones. So that is a small feature that's really gonna be cool.
Really, really
I mean,
exciting.
this may sound a bit boring, but I'm quite pumped for the fireplace.
Yeah.
I
love it how you guys get like really obsessed about one tiny little thing like that. Callum was like the chest thing. Oh my god.
I was having a chat with Trace about it.
Yeah.
I have a suspicion, and this may not be how it works, but I have a suspicion that we now perhaps have a way to sleep without a bed.
Yeah, that'd be
sleep next to the fireplace.
Sleep next to the fireplace.
Or maybe your cats can recharge their health by sleeping next to the fireplace. Like there will be ways for like
I really
your
hope
dogs and your cats to.
I hope that the fire emits a lot more light than any other light block.
Well,
that would be cool.
Yeah.
Speaking of fire, this is the most tenuous segue you're ever going to hear on the live stream.
You're all fired. Get out.
Yeah, basically, yes. We've got the developer panel ready to go upstairs, so it just remains to say thank you so much to all of you guys for being in the post show, and I'll be back after the developer panel with Lydia to close out the whole show. So we will see you very, very soon. Thanks, guys.
Okay, so now's the developer panel where they're going to talk hopefully more in depth about that update we just heard about. And it's your boy Dinnerbone in the middle.
Welcome everybody to the Minecraft developer panel, where we will be answering questions from the community. So we'll start off with some basic introductions. I'm Adrian, I work as the producer for the Java edition, but today I'll be the moderator for this panel.
I'm Anita, producer on Bedrock edition.
I'm Nathan, or Dinnerbone. I'm a developer on the Java edition.
I'm Jason, or Argo Major. I'm a developer on the Bedrock edition.
And I'm Corey, or Kojo, and I'm a developer on the Java edition.
All right, and with that, we'll just get going with the questions. So the first question we got here is, does Mojang think of keeping Minecraft Java edition up to date with the Bedrock edition as long as Minecraft exists? What do you say, Anita?
Yeah, of course. In fact,
right
now we are co-developing our features now. We want to make sure that all of our players across all platforms get the same features and updates at the same time. They might not come out on the same day exactly, but in the same range of like 1 to 2 months.
All right, so roughly similar to what we got going with Update Aquatic?
Yep, that's right.
All right, sounds great. So Nathan, do you agree with this?
Yeah, I completely agree. I think this the co-development strategy we tried out for Update Aquatic, that was the first update that was like half design in Stockholm, half design in Redmond. And I think that went really well. And in addition to that, we're also investing a lot into the Java edition. Like in this update, we got some rewrites to like the rendering engine and lots of other optimizations to just try and make sure that this is a platform still worth playing.
Okay, that sounds great. So similar to the Update Aquatic, Village and Pillage update will also be like simultaneously released roughly. Perfect. So let's move on to the next question. This one is from our China community. Will natural disasters happen in Minecraft, such as typhoons, blizzards, or earthquakes?
I'll answer it for you. No.
Corey, what do you think about this?
So while all of these things are very cool, one of the key features of Minecraft that we like to follow is that the player has to cause the events in the game to happen. Like if you have a typhoon or an earthquake or a hurricane that just happens without the player causing it, that sort of disrupts the game and causes destruction that the player is not responsible for, and that's not really what we want, even though those things could be really cool.
Yeah, back probably about 3 years ago, I actually did implement a tornado, and it was super cool, and I was super excited about it, and it was all this fun stuff going on with it. And then we started sort of thinking about it, and we're like, you know, that would really suck to be in my world. I've been building my house, working on it for 5 years, and then a random tornado comes down and destroys the whole thing.
Yeah.
And we're just like, it didn't feel right, and we ended up abandoning that work.
Okay, did it ever happen to you that a typhoon or a tornado, sorry, destroyed your house?
Not personally.
Yeah? So you just went on with your happy days, basically. All right.
Those noises are
okay,
scary.
next question then is actually about bugs. So what goes into fixing a bug on the Bedrock edition? So Anita, can you give us some info on that?
Yeah, I can start with bugs come from lots of different places. We find them internally. Players will report them. So for the player ones specifically, players can put them into our bug database. And then every 2 weeks, we actually review them all and review the features that people look at them, see what kind of impact they have, how they stack up against some of the other things that we want to do, and then figure out how we want to tackle them. So after that, that kind of goes into the development side of how we actually go fix them. Jason, you want to expand on that?
Yeah, so kind of once we decide which bugs to prioritize, we then assign them out to, because we have multiple teams in the Redmond studio, and we decide which is the most appropriate team to do that. Those teams then figure out which developer knows that area of the code base best to decrease the chance of introducing new bugs, because we want to avoid that as much as possible. And once those come in, then we try to repro it. Sometimes we have troubles. Sometimes we'll get a test team to try to repro the bug for us. Sometimes we actually will reach back out to the community and say, hey, does anyone hitting this bug? If you do, can you please send us your level? And for the really hard to reproduce ones. And once we get fixes, then they go back into the main line, and we'll eventually ship in the next update.
Okay, so when you get a bug from the community, would you say the most important thing is basically having repro steps? So
definitely.
Yeah. Okay, so let's get the repro steps in there, and then we'll be able to fix more bugs.
We'll fix way more bugs if we get repro steps.
Yeah. Corey, would you like to talk about how we fix bugs in the Java edition?
Sure. So we have this really awesome community that helps us collect bugs, and that's you all. And then we have the smaller group of volunteers that help us take all the bugs that the community posts on our bug tracker, sort of similar to Bedrock has. And they help prioritize them, help us decide maybe they're working as intended already, and then they sort of compile these bugs into a list, and they send those over to Adrian and the developers on our team. And then Adrian helps prioritize them, and then helps the developers on the team decide which bugs we're going to fix first.
Okay, that sounds great. Yeah, with that, we can move on to the next question, I believe. So the next question is, will there ever be brown mushrooms? Or mushrooms is what I'm saying.
I mean, there totally should be, right? That's the clear answer.
Corey, no.
You look excited.
Don't you dare.
Yes, we're going to add brown mushrooms.
Oh, no. Really?
Yeah, we're going to add brown mushrooms.
Okay.
Just because of that question.
Okay, we will talk about that.
Brown mushrooms confirmed.
Okay, with that, we can just move on to the next. What's the hardest feature to get to work across so many platforms? Anita, you want to talk about that one?
Oh, yeah. So for Bedrock, we have so many platforms, and I would say the hardest features are most generally the input ones because there's touch that we have to consider, there's VR, there's mouse and keyboard, and just getting that experience right for our players and all the different ways you can interact with Minecraft. One of the ones that Jens and Erwin has talked about earlier today was the scaffolding. That's probably very interesting in how we kind of move through that and how we can figure that out. So we did a lot of internal prototypes and things like that. So excited to have that come out for us too. Outside of input, there's also performance, because we have such a wide range of devices, from a lot of low-end devices to ones that are super powerful. And we just want to make sure that experience is good for every player that plays Minecraft. So, Jason, I know you have a specific example about that.
Yeah, so performance is always an interesting challenge with the wide range. We'll run anywhere from a 6-year-old iPhone up to the latest and greatest PC. And so one of the interesting examples, we always develop on PCs, and we were running stuff, so we had bubble columns get put into the game, and everything was great. We're like, this is awesome, bubble columns are cool. And then we tried running them on phones, and they weren't running quite so well. So we had to come up with a new solution, which was basically on the block, we put an animated texture on the sides, and we actually put a toggle in our game to kind of control, so I believe we did. You have a toggle? Okay. But you can kind of choose which approach you want, and you can see it in the cheaper way for the machine or the more expensive way with the bubbles.
So the performance heavy thing there, was the particles really, which you replaced with a texture.
Yes.
Okay. I mean, yeah, I can imagine that there's there's over 10 platforms that runs Bedrock right now, and getting performance up to date, I guess it must be hard. So yeah, let's go on with the next question. Is there anything you've always wanted to add to the game that you've never been able to? Nathan, you want to start with that one?
Sure. I remember way back in the day, my very first entry into Minecraft, I made a mod for Minecraft, and this is like 2011. These were unknown territories back then. And my mod was just very simple. It was, you could build a portal from one place, and it takes you to another place. Like, you get to select where it was. And because I'm a huge nerd, I called it the Stargate, and it was great. And I remember when I joined Minecraft, or the actual team to develop the game, like, I promised all my friends, I vowed, like, one day I'll bring Stargates into Minecraft, but yeah, one day.
One day. Jason, do you have any examples?
Yeah, I love adding mobs. So I actually built this giant spreadsheet with, I don't know, it was like 80 mobs that I proposed that I wanted to add to the game, and I came up and I figured out, I'm like, this one would spawn in this biome, and this one would fall in this, and these are things they could drop in the game and stuff like that. And we'll probably never add all of them. I'm hopeful with the taiga being chosen that some of them will start to make their way in, and I can't wait to see all that stuff come. But I know we'll never get all of them in there.
Okay, yeah, thanks. Anita, I know you're not a developer on the team, but you might have some experience of things you want to add?
Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean, I'm still a hardcore Minecraft player, so there's lots of things I would love to add. So I play at home with my family a lot, and we do a lot of collaborative creative building. So we got 4 players building worlds together, and I would love to have like a collaborative like color palettes and block palettes we can share with each other. Anything like that makes it easier to collaborate with other people building.
Yeah, that would be super cool. So Corey, then, what was your experience? I mean, you're fairly new on the Java team, but you probably have tons of things you want to do.
Yeah, well, I'm a little bit disappointed. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't, that you all didn't vote for palm trees to be added to the game. But it's okay, because they will be added eventually. But I'm glad that they're part of the vote, because now I get to add what I've always wanted to add to the game. So, yeah.
Yeah, eventually we'll see that as well. Okay, we can move on to the next question. This is what's happening with the Super Duper graphics pack. Maybe you can answer that one, Jason?
Sure. So obviously we showed that off at last Minecon. And ultimately, as we were working on it, it proved to be a lot more challenging to get everything working together. So we've been heavily working on the graphics engine side of things to keep working on this stuff. And eventually we'll be able to put some updates out and give people a status update on it.
All right, thanks for the update. So next question, is there any hope for the furnace minecart? I know, Nathan, you've been talking a lot about minecarts in general.
Come on.
Yeah, it's kind of a problem because they're just useless in so many different ways. We kind of aren't very happy with the minecart system in general. We actually tried to update them like a few years ago and just like make minecarts more relevant, make minecarts faster, maybe look at the different aspects of minecarts. And I don't know, there was like engine limitations. We couldn't do it back then. One day, we really want to just revisit the entire minecart system and maybe find a good place for furnace minecarts to fit in that. I don't know when that will be, and I don't know how that will look. If anyone has any great ideas, you can post me to the feedback site.
Just tweet
Let's make it happen.
Yeah, back when we were adding the other minecarts, like the TNT minecart and stuff like that on Bedrock, we actually we looked at the furnace minecart and we were just like, we just can't justify spending any time on this because we looked at it and they're just inferior in pretty well every way to the powered rail system, and you can do so much more with it. And you had issues with directional stuff on the furnace minecarts and things like that. And we were just like, we'll figure out a better version of this one day.
I think if they could like turn on and off, that might be a bit more interesting. But right now they have this crazy bug where they just don't know which way's forward, and so they'll just like suddenly just decide, oh, I'm just going to go the other way.
All right, so well, then eventually we'll start seeing updates for minecarts in general and not just the furnace minecart.
Yeah.
Sounds good. So let's go on with the next question. This one is it's Bedrock centric. So this is about, will shields be added to Bedrock? Anita, you want to speak to that?
Yeah, shields. So for shields specifically, we do want to add them. So it's just a matter of figuring out when we can add them, but it's definitely something that we want to add.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it kind of ties to the comment Anita made earlier about input, because actually, like on a PC, you can do the like left button, right button, things like that. But on touch, like it gets a little trickier. Of like, well, how do we actually map to that? Or on a controller, like we've used all the buttons on a controller, so we've got to come up with clean ways to do that feels intuitive, that doesn't make the something in your other hand that you can interact with feel worse than we used to have.
Okay, so we'll get shields on Bedrock. We just need to iron out some quirks, I assume.
I'm sure we'll figure it out.
Okay, good. So if we go on with the next question then, is will there be an in-game lore or story at some point in Minecraft? Corey, what do you say?
Yeah, so that's a very interesting question, because one of the things that makes Minecraft so awesome is that it's sort of your game to tell the story that you want to tell. I mean, you saw the videos at the beginning of the event. I'm sure you've all watched YouTube videos and played your own games maybe for years and years and years, and the game sort of tells the story that you want it to tell. People create stories using like mods, using resource packs, so many different ways to create different stories in the game, and we like that the player is the one that can tell their own story. And maybe you have more to add there.
Yeah, whenever we develop features for the game, we do kind of have a story in our heads. We're like, why would this possibly be placed here? And so we do try to come up with like our own stories. I'm pretty sure every developer has their own like ideas on it, but we try to be kind of consistent. But the reason why we don't tell anyone any of these is because they change constantly. We'll add something new, and we're like, oh, this actually would make a lot of sense if this and this also happened. And so we usually do have some kind of like lore in our head, but it's definitely not something we're gonna like just make. That is not the story of the game. It really is just the story that you want to play.
Yeah, and I've been plotting the secret story of the brown mushroom for 7 years now.
Okay, perfect. Thanks for sharing. So if we go on with the next question, it's why we don't release updates every week or every 2 weeks. Anita, you want to talk about the Bedrock side of things?
Sure. So for Bedrock, because we have so many platforms to support, each of them have different rules for their certification, how long certain ones take. Some of them are faster than others. And we want to make sure that we release those all the same day, at least on Bedrock. We don't have a magic button that just says go, and then it goes out to all of our players. So that takes some time to do, and every week or 2 weeks is a little bit too fast for us, but we're getting there in terms of how we can optimize how fast we can get out updates.
Jason, do you have anything to add to that?
Yeah, one of the other challenges is just there's a lot of overhead in getting a release out. There's the builds running through, like giving the testers enough time to bash on the build to make sure that we didn't introduce anything that breaks the game and stuff like that, and that takes a lot of time. So we want to make sure that because of things like going through the stores and that, we have enough turnaround time. We want to make sure that what we put in there is the best quality we can. So if we were doing releases every week or every 2 weeks or something like that, we would spend all our time doing that, and we wouldn't get to do all the cool stuff that we got to see earlier in Minecon.
I see.
It's much the same on Java Edition as well. We kind of have, like, if the more frequently you post out the updates, the less can be in an update, because there's just so much overhead from the update. But we actually do release usually multiple times a week on Java Edition, but those are for snapshots. And so those are a way to, like, if you accept the risk of a really, really unstable and buggy game, so we may not have yet got to the point where you can fix all the issues with the new things we add, then you can play stuff quite soon.
Okay. Some snapshots prove our point about they need more testing time.
Yeah, but they've been a fantastic tool for us, because we kind of design things as we go whenever the snapshot starts. So we'll add a feature, and then we put it out there, and people get to play it, and then within like hours, we'll have all this great feedback from people. It's like, it should do this as well, or maybe this is a bit too difficult, and then we can just like fix it for the very next day and push out an update. So it is really useful to be able to push out updates this fast, but it just was very, very difficult.
It also ties into the bugs, like the question earlier about fixing bugs. It really, really helps us find bugs in the game and fix them when we can do snapshots like once or twice a week, and people can report those bugs so quickly, so we know what's going on in the game, and we don't let bugs sit for too long. We can fix them before they get too deep.
There's also the story aspect too. So like we could trickle out little things here and there, but then sometimes like you just want things to go together. Like it was meant to have like X, Y, and Z feature together to, I don't know, be more fun for the players too.
Yeah, I guess some features wouldn't make sense without the other, really.
Yeah.
All right.
It was actually kind of cool. The snapshots, I wasn't really expecting this on Aquatic, but we actually got tons of information for the Bedrock team from the Java snapshots, because it was kind of fun, because we were actually looking at all the feedback as well, and some of the features, we had actually implemented them first, and they actually went out in a Java snapshot, so we're actually seeing things about the drowned and stuff like that, and I'm like, oh, yeah, that's a good point about the drowned. I should probably go change that in our version, and stuff like that, which was super awesome to get that feedback really early,
that was great.
which we never could have gotten with the Bedrock process.
Yeah, I mean, we appreciate any feedback we get, so I mean, keep on going with that. Okay, let's try and move on to the next question. So the next question is, are there plans to make Minecraft more than just a video game? Nathan, you want to speak about that one?
I would say it already is. So, okay, it is still just a video game, but I'd like to mention we just announced Dungeons earlier, which is amazing. I'm so excited for that.
Minecraft Dungeons!
And you know, we've got other video games, so we had story mode, and then there's a movie coming out, and we got so many books. I think at this point, Minecraft is just kind of, it's cheesy to say lifestyle, but that is basically what it is. It is just a thing, and so many people experience it in whatever ways they want to experience it. So I would say we passed the video game point a long time ago.
Yeah, I can agree with that. Yep. Jason, do you have anything to add to that, or do you
100% agree with that? Okay. I couldn't have said it better.
All right. Let's try out the next question then. So when will Bedrock get NBT-related commands? And for people who doesn't know what NBT-related commands is, could you explain it?
Sure. So NBT is the name of like the internal data structure that the game uses. It's basically like the save file format. And some time ago on Java Edition, we added commands that can edit the MBT, which is basically like you can change the world to exactly how you want. So you can make entities start riding and any other entity. You can have dragons riding pigs, which, I don't know, crazy size. There's just so many crazy things you can do with MBT. But on the other hand, it is extremely difficult to support this. It's been the source of countless bugs in the game, and every time we release a new update, we just kind of have to consider, oh, we can't really change the internal stuff that we never expected people to be touching because we'll break so much stuff.
Yeah, so kind of based off of when we were bringing commands into the game, because of some of the issues that the Java team had experienced and challenges that they'd hit with that, we kind of chose not to put NBT commands in, because ultimately it is, as Nathan said, is exposing internals, and it kind of locks you to those internals, because if we ever change it, we now have to support the previous version and the new version of it, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And with this game being around for so many years, it becomes a huge bottleneck for us for testing and all the stuff. It makes our releases actually take longer to go out, and makes reproing issues harder, because you're like, well, this command isn't working for this one player, and it's like, well, it works for us fine, but it's like, oh, because they're running it on like 7 versions ago of that stuff. So the kind of stance we've been taking on the Bedrock edition is that we want to enable the same types of things, but not by exposing externals. So some of it's through add-ons. We would love to try to get a little more of the stuff we have in add-ons tied into commands a little more tighter and stuff like that. And we're still talking through a lot of ways to do that. But definitely the goal is to allow the same types of things, just in a more supportable way.
I think that's a very good idea as well. These kind of things should have like a more formal way of doing exactly the same functionality that we can actually go out of our way to support, rather than just kind of hoping it works.
Yep.
Okay, so we'll get a similar solution, or that works in the same way that MBT does, but without exposing MBT.
Correct.
All right. Okay, with that, I think we can move on to the next question. This one is more on the fun side. So why do creepers explode when they come near you? I feel like you've answered this before, Nathan.
That's how they hug.
Yeah, I have. Isn't it obvious? So they just really want to hug. and people are just like very scared of creepers. They get very anxious. So they just kind of come up to you and they're just like, can I have a hug? And then well, you know, it's just too much for them. It really is. And especially because some players try to attack them first. Can you imagine? They're so cuddly.
I just want a hug.
But Nathan, they don't have arms.
That's why they want a hug.
Ah, yeah, I see.
They have never had a hug before. It looks so nice.
I can definitely agree with that. Okay, let's go with the next question then. So what was the most difficult feature to add to Minecraft? I think we all have our own personal experience. So Corey, maybe you want to start on this one?
Yeah, so I haven't been on the team for too long, but in the next update, the Village and Pillage update, in the video you probably saw if you were watching, had some the Pillagers and the Beast, and they were roaming as a squad together towards a village. So the most difficult feature that I've worked on so far is getting them to be a cohesive unit and going together to pillage.
Okay, so you're saying like basically the AI of the raids is the most difficult thing.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Balancing the raids, making it so they don't just immediately destroy you and everything that you've loved.
But it looks like fun.
It does.
Yeah.
It'll be fun. It'll be challenging. It'll be fun.
Sounds great. What about you, Jason?
Probably for me, the most challenging has been actually doing the add-on stuff, and it was mostly because to achieve the add-ons, we basically had to take all the gameplay code and completely restructure it and write a lot of things from scratch. But at the same time, we didn't want to change the behaviors. Like everyone, they expect creepers to work a very specific way. They expect skeletons to work a very specific way. So we had to try to, even though we were changing everything, we wanted it to feel the same and then expose all that there. And then now we've kind of had I won't quite say a maintenance nightmare, but we're getting into that realm of kind of what we talked about with NBT earlier, is like now we have to make sure we're doing everything we can to not break people who've built add-ons on top of this stuff. So every time we're changing things, we're going, okay, well, how could this change something? If someone was relying on a specific behavior, how could that affect them? And we try to write up conversion code to say, okay, well, it was working this way, but now it needs to work this way. So we have to kind of always be thinking about that stuff.
Okay, so like the backwards compatibility is key factor here. All right. Nathan, what about you?
There are so many things over so many years. Yep. It is really hard to pinpoint like the defining thing. I remember there's been so many bugs that I've spent literally months on, and I just gave up at some point. But I think I'm going to go with my classic answer. I'm a nerd. I've just been talking about portals. For me, the thing that I've been trying to perfect for so long, and I still haven't, is the portal mechanics. So, for example, you can have like a small portal and a really big portal on the other side. And if you go in like slightly to the left, you should come out slightly to the left on the other one. There's just so many weird, like, it's a whole different realm of math than I ever expected to go into.
So this is why you gave up on your Stargate idea.
Yeah, basically it is. One day I'll have them working the way I want.
You can do it, Nathan. I believe in you.
It's just like so many things. Like if you go in one side, which side do you come out of? Because there's no front and back. It's crazy.
Portals are a pain.
Yeah, I can see that. Anita, what about you then? I know you don't develop, but you probably have a lot of things that's been a struggle.
Well, we haven't talked too much about this one, but in having a shared identity across all the platforms that we support. So how do we show that to the players that you're playing with on different platforms, and making sure that's consistent and that you get to understand what identity you have and be whoever you want to be.
Okay, so you're trying to get like the same experience wherever you are, really.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. With that, we can move on to the next question. I think it's very similar to the one we just answered. Where does the creeper's fear of cats come from? Jason, maybe you have an idea about this
one.
I think we all have our own theories. I personally think that they are allergic to cats, and they're trying to not sneeze.
Okay, yeah, I can see that. Nathan, you?
It's a very good question. We've wondered this ourselves as on the developer team. It just kind of happened. Nobody really knew how. We sent like a great team of investigators to try and kind of figure it out, and they decided where can we get the answer to this. So they just built this beautiful house, and they invited a creeper inside. They just kind of locked the door. And they went in and they just went, "Hey, creeper, why are you so afraid of cats?" Unfortunately, he was put on the spot. It was too much pressure. He exploded. The results are negative. We're still working on it.
Okay, yeah, I can see that happening. Okay, let's go on with the next question. Can we get a more variety of gems, trees, and ores? Is that something that's happening, Corey?
So we all love new gems and new trees and new ores, and everybody wants more. But we have to make sure that when we add new things to the game, that they serve a purpose, and we have to make sure that they fit in with the other things in the game. So when we add a new gem or a new tree or a new ore, we want it to interact with the existing game, but also add something new to the game, because we want every single thing that we add to be unique in some way, so that it adds a value with that. So yes, we're going to add more, but we don't want to just throw a bunch in at once.
That's a lot of words to say hashtag 1.14 cave update. I'm just saying.
I think it is very important that whenever we add something, it does have like so many different purposes. And I think if we just release one update that just had like, we've got 10 new type of things, but they don't really do anything, I think we're all going to be very sad if that ever happens.
The trick is always to make sure that there's new gameplay that comes out of these
Absolutely.
updates.
There should be a reason for it. Like, it should feel like it's really bringing something very useful to the game. Yeah.
So you just don't add something randomly that doesn't have any purpose, really. Just we add an ore and it should do something, is what you're saying.
I mean, we break that rule all the time, so I'm not going to say that is the golden rule, but we try to stick to that. Yeah. Like, and especially when you consider, like, with ores, you've got, like, you got all the tiers up from, like, stone is not really an ore, but all the way up to diamond. But you can get diamond really fast in this game. So if we added a whole bunch of other tiers, they're just useless. Like for weapons and armor, tools, you're just going to go to whatever the best. They need to really have their own like shining purpose to have some reason to use those over whatever the best is.
Do you have any idea of any ores you want to add yourself?
Not really. I think we're... No, I can't think of anything there.
Okay.
I remember I once shot down an ore, though. Like, when I first joined the team, we had ruby was an ore, but I was colorblind, and it was impossible to tell the difference between that and redstone. And so now we got emeralds.
Yeah, I can see that being a problem, definitely. Okay, so I think that clears up on how we think about ores and gems in general. So with the next question here, though, is will you ever add more redstone components? Anita, what do you say about that?
Yes.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
You agree?
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
You all agree? Any idea of what these redstone components could possibly be? Any recent ideas or?
We have a lot of crazy ideas that just pop up now and again. It's hard to find. So there's two parts of this. Is really something that is built for redstone. It's like, you know, a new circuit or something like that. And then the other half is just like something that can interact with redstone in some kind of way. I'm not promising this, but I know one thing we talked about, just like a couple of us talked about on the side, was an idea of a target block, where if you just shoot an arrow into it, it'll give off a signal based on how much it was. And it just sounded like so much fun.
It's on your backlog now.
Oh, no.
This sounds like a cool idea, but what would I use it for in game if I were to use it? Like, can you think of anything like top of your head?
I think you can do a lot of things with that. Like you could have just like a practice range where it, like you have to be this good to get into a building, or you could use it in custom maps. I don't know. It's definitely not something we're going to add right now. It's just like a crazy idea that we have. And I know we have a lot of similar ideas.
Yeah, I was just thinking right now, like if you tied the power signal to, like if it looked like an actual target and you tied it to how close you were to the center, you could actually have things like you need to hit it right in the center to open a door or something like that, because that would be the highest power output and things like that. So there's just definitely some cool stuff that could be done.
I can see that creating a lot of cool adventure maps, really.
It in the center.
But Jason, you've been around for a very long time on the gameplay team as well. Have you ever thought of any redstone components?
Mostly I try to modify existing ones. Like I'll admit, redstone is a bit of a mystery to me when I try to build circuits. I'm not very good at it. So I always want like sticky redstone or be able to put like dust underwater or something like that. But those are all just crazy ideas.
All right. I mean, it seems like reasonable ideas that possibly sometimes you never know. That's just my experience here.
We do try to think, like, whenever we add a new block and it seems like it could have any possible connection to redstone, like maybe you could turn it on and off. We do try to think of new things to add. But I don't think we've so far just thought of, like, specifically this is useful for redstone. Yep. Maybe we just haven't gotten to the next redstone update. I'm not sure. In my mind, the redstone update was still quite recently.
Oh, it's not that recently, though.
I know, it's not.
We've had redstone for like 2 years or something now in Bedrock. So it does actually feel kind of recent.
Yeah. All right. Let's move on to the next question.
2 years since
Who
redstone
made the
as a whole
structures,
came
like
to
jungle
Bedrock?
temples, ocean monuments, and strongholds? Anita, could you speak for that?
Yeah, so for the ones that you mentioned, I believe Jens had put those in, but I don't think that's what you're actually asking. In terms of lore, I think, Nathan, you might have more to add there.
Well, I'll answer this question with a question. If whoever built these had like mine shafts running through the entire world, They're all over the place, but they've left all of the diamonds, all of the good stuff alone. What were they digging for? Hmm?
I thought they were digging to leave the things for me.
Oh, yeah. Okay, well, that's solved. There we go. Okay.
For Adrian.
Adrian's secret of the Mire.
It's my mind, all of it. Corey, do you have any idea about this?
I mean, this kind of ties back to the whole telling your story thing. I mean, we have our own ideas about who built them, but if we put that in the game and we said, this is the reason these are here, well, then you wouldn't be able to come up with that on your own. So we sort of like that there's a little bit of a mystery to it, because that adds a little bit of fun.
I'm going to quickly change T-shirt.
Maybe you guys have some great ideas, and then we'll steal those later.
Okay, let's try and move on with the next question. Were there any features in Update Aquatic that you got rid of or that you scrapped? Jason, I know you might have
Yeah, so we actually had a mob that ended up in the Minecon mob vote last year, the barnacle, but it was originally brainstormed as an enemy mob that we would put in Update Aquatic. So it was the one, if you don't remember, it had the kind of a shell and it would open up and a big tentacle came out, would grab you and pull you underwater until you suffocated, which I loved, but maybe a little too dark. But so we were brainstorming it and kind of going, well, this one's is interesting, but we weren't totally sure about it. So in this case, we chose to put it in the Minecon vote and just see how the community reacted. But for the other features, we mostly brainstormed a whole bunch of stuff, put all these things on the wall, and then we just had everyone in the brainstorm session kind of go, well, these are the things that we think will really resonate well and are most likely to be successful if we work on them. So we kind of worked on those in order, and we actually were fortunate enough that everything we started, we actually finished and did end up shipping. Usually doesn't work that way, but for Aquatic it did.
So there was supposed to be one scary mob, but it didn't go, and it's all your fault.
We did have the drowned.
I think it's very good, actually, whenever things do get cut. I mean, it's unfortunate if we spend like a month, 2 months trying to make this really cool feature. Tornadoes. and then we have to get rid of it. But I think ultimately it's a good thing for the game. Yep. We don't want to add anything that isn't fun. We don't want to add anything that doesn't feel Minecrafty. And we always try to cut those like at the beginning. Like I know there was a shopping list. There was a gigantic list for the Update Aquatic. It was just like, what if we had this? What if we had this? And then after a few meetings, we just kind of got rid of a lot of things before we even tried prototyping them. But I do think that it's a very good thing as a studio to be able to say, we did put effort into this, and then we found out that it didn't quite work. But maybe we can use the lessons we learned from this to make something even better later.
But if you've already started prototyping a feature and you've been going at it maybe for like a couple of weeks, and then you end up needing to scrap it because it doesn't really work out, how do you feel about that?
I'm okay with it. Because ultimately we want to have a fun game experience, and if something is detracting from that, it doesn't make sense to put it in just to make somebody happy that their work showed up in the game. All of us just want the best game experience we can possibly make.
The flip side of this, though, is if you do make a feature and it actually goes out to the public, so let's say we announced it, or it even made it into a snapshot, or even a whole release, it is really hard to take that back. And that's why I think it's very important to take it, to cut it first. And it's very hard to take features away from people once they have it. And it can be quite depressing, really, if you do put a lot of yourself, because all these features, we're still a fairly small development studio. We put a lot of love, a lot of care into making all of these things. And when they don't make it in, that can be very sad. But then you're making the games much better.
It's ultimately good, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's part of experimenting, right?
Yep.
It's like the fail fast idea. It's like, hey, let's try this out. Let's make sure we nail the fun part, and if it's not there, let's go and tackle the ones that the other ideas that we had.
Yeah, I think fortunately we've gotten to a point where we've gotten reasonably good at actually kind of just as we're at the brainstorming phase, kind of going, that's probably not going to work, or this will work, but it'll have these problems that we'll have to go figure out, and maybe it's not worth trying to solve those problems right now. And then some of them just we put on the back burner, and maybe in a future update we'll revisit that topic again.
Corey, yes, you're new. Do you have any experiences with this yet?
Well, there are a lot of features that I would like to add. Being new to the team, I sort of came in on day one and was like, okay, I'm going to add this, and this. And I started just working on them at work, working on them in my free time. And then I sort of realized that you can't just... get everything into the game.
The level of
like
interest
I mentioned earlier,
just dipped
you have
for
to
the
make
panel.
sure it
It's
fits in
interesting,
with
actually. I would have
everything else.
expected the opposite.
So
like everyone in
yeah,
chat
it's sort of
just
part
like
of the game
on
where
board,
you can
click
work
out,
on
look
something and
bored.
it can get taken away, but
That's
at the same
intriguing to
time,
me.
sometimes you do work on something and it doesn't get taken away and it just ends up fitting really well, and that's nice too.
Yeah, great answer. Thanks. So the next question we got here is, where physically is the end? Is it in space? Is it underground? Or is it in another dimension?
It's the
Nathan?
moon. Part of me really wants to just go into a Beastie Boys another dimension chant. It is a completely different dimension. I know a lot of people think like the Nether is underground, like deep, deep underground. No, that's also another dimension. That's where you've got the weird like 8 times portal aspect going on there. It's just like another plane of reality that it happens exactly over the overworld and the Nether. And that's why there could also be lots of other possible dimensions one day. Because they're not physically anywhere, they're just like layered over the top of each other.
It sounds cool. So what you're saying here is that we could possibly get other dimensions?
One day.
Yeah.
There we go.
This sounds great.
One day.
Yeah, let's go with the
I'll
next
take
question then. So the next question is, will there be new characters other than Steve and Alex? Anita?
Yeah, so Steve and Alex, well, the way that we think about Steve and Alex are that they are just some of the characters in the Minecraft universe, and the players, they're a template for you guys to imagine yourself in the world. So you are also characters in Minecraft. In fact, I think we were talking earlier today about how we want to represent ourselves. I can't remember what yours was, Corey.
I'm the Cookie Monster.
Oh, that's right. I like silly ones. There's like the hot dog or like the little gas, but I also like the Norse, some of the Norse stuff as well.
Greek mythology for me.
You're a Greek mythology guy? Yeah. Sounds cool. Nathan?
Jason and the Argonauts.
I'm just me, upside down, as usual. It's weird being right side up for this. It's very disorienting.
I can imagine.
We'll go to Australia next time.
Yes.
I was making that joke in my head. And
Okay.
He said it.
Anyone
how you
else
know
want to
he's
add
a
something
funny
to
guy.
that?
He says what
Corey,
crickets
do you what do you think about not having other characters than Steve and Alex?
Again, I think it goes back to the story thing. And I think it's pretty cool that you can have your own characters and tell your own stories. And it's sort of nice that Steve and Alex are just 2 portrayals of what you could be in this world. Because I know there are certain YouTubers out there who just like to keep the plain skin, and that's awesome. And then there are certain people who like to come up with their own skins, and there are people who make a career out of just making, characters for people who can turn that into their own stories. Yeah. So I really like that the Steve and Alex are.
I hope we have like
point,
one
but
big
not really
last reveal question
point.
at the end here.
I do agree again with the whole, it's your story, it's not our story. Like, we do present some possible stories of like story mode and the books and stuff, but ultimately, you play what you want to play.
Yeah.
Great answer. Thanks. So if we move on to the next question then. So why can't the villagers actually have moving arms, and why can't they talk instead of saying all the time? Thanks, I guess. Yeah, we cleared this up now, I think. So next question. With the overworld and the Nether, will heaven or paradise join Minecraft in the future? Nathan?
Maybe. Like I said before, we have room for other dimensions if we want to, because they're not underground, they're not up in the sky. It just kind of falls back to we're still not very happy with the current dimensions. The end got a lot of love recently. We're adding lots of things to the overworld right now. The Nether also got some love some time ago, but still not really happy with where they are. So I think before we start adding even more places where there's no real big reason to go to them, we should still focus on the 3 current dimensions and just make sure we're very happy with those before we start adding even more stuff, more places.
Do you agree, Corey?
I agree completely, and I think what you were mentioning about wanting to give the dimensions we have some more love is great. And I think it's sort of nice because with the dimensions that we have, when we update those and when we give them some more love, then we can sort of think about what would be a really nice counterpart to this. Like if you're in the overworld, you're in the Nether, you're in the end, like what would be a good addition to these things? And so it sort of does make sense to think about it in terms of what can we add to the game that adds not just a new dimension, but a new style, a new way of thinking in the game.
There's also, unfortunately, not to talk about gameplay side of this, but from the technical side of this, adding new dimensions is very expensive. Yeah. I'm sure you can talk more about that.
Yeah, definitely. Like you think there's a lot of work going into like a biome update and stuff like that. A dimension is just a whole nother level above that. But
nice pun.
But because it's so much work, like actually like we do game jams pretty regularly in our studio, and I've actually gone off and like prototyped a bunch of these things. And mostly it's just to kind of get that conversation started. And we want to just sort of like in the back of our heads, we're kind of thinking about it. There's never any goal of like, oh, we're going to go prototype a dimension and we'll ship it in 6 months. Like we know that's not going to happen because like we talked about like there's so much stuff that we could do to improve the overworld and the nether, and I'm sure the end still has stuff we could add in there. But we want to at least get thinking about it, because these are things that could take years to really flesh out and have it be something that's meaningful.
And they also, unfortunately, I don't know about the Bedrock engine, but on the Java edition, they are quite a performance drain. Like just having an extra dimension means your game runs slower, and we don't want game to run slower. So we're going to make sure that that isn't a problem before we start adding even more things.
Yeah. Is that the same case with the Bedrock edition?
It's less of a case. For us, it's mostly the number of players and kind of where they are. So when players are in the same place, it tends to be better. As players start to separate out and go in more places, you do that. And then the more dimensions you have, the easier it is for players to start spreading out. But it's not too different for us if you just have 10 players all in the overworld, but they're miles apart. But if you have them, it's about the same. There's a bit of cost and overhead to it, but it's not as terrible as it sounds.
Yeah, and when you add a new dimension, I mean, you think about the Nether and the End, they sort of add tiers to things that you have in the overworld, and they sort of give items and blocks a new level. So if you were to add a new dimension, you would sort of think about it in terms of like, how would this affect the overworld as well? And you have to, it takes a long time to take all those into consideration.
But it's all back to that whole meaningful thing. Yeah. Like whatever we add to the game, it needs to be meaningful. So now you're talking about like a whole dimension of stuff to add to the game, and how you fit that all in.
Anita, would you like to see a new dimension?
Of course I would.
Are you like anti-dimension?
No, I hate dimensions.
I love dimensions. Yeah, but it's the same thing. Like, what are we going to put in there, and what does it mean? What is the player going to do? So, yeah, I mean, Minecraft's always expanding and evolving. So, definitely not shutting the door on that one.
Yeah, sounds great. With that, I think we can move on to the next question then. So the next question is, how do we think of updates for Minecraft? And it's a follow-up question to that. What is the hardest thing in updating Minecraft? Anita, you want to start?
Yeah, so let's see. When we're thinking about what next for the next update, we look at our game, see what kinds of things need improvement, what areas need improvement. Might be whole areas like the ocean or the villages and things like that. But then we also have lots of ideas of just all over Minecraft too, of like what we want to improve, and we can see what kind of goes together. So that's like two ways to think about that. So do you want to expand on how the teams actually go and meet?
Yeah, so like you mentioned about we have all these kind of separate ideas. So another place we get a lot of ideas from, obviously, is just the community. Like the number of features in the game that have come from Reddit comments is kind of hilarious. But once we kind of decide on a theme, we basically just get everyone into a room and we start brainstorming all these ideas, and then the teams kind of agree of like which stuff. I kind of talked about this a little bit with Aquatic, but we kind of agree these are the things that we think are going to resonate really well, and work on that. And then we kind of split the work between the two teams and start implementing, prototyping everything. And then we actually give both teams look at what the other teams are doing, give a lot of feedback on there, and everything. Like I think of one cool example of that is the coral. It was initially implemented in the Redmond studio. When the Stockholm team saw it, they actually had all this like we had a completely different vision for what coral would look like and all that stuff. And we sort of had this initial kind of like, oh my God, like we gotta change everything. This is terrible. And then we actually went through the work and we're like, coral's way better now. Like it was a huge improvement to it. And it's really easy when you're working on stuff to just be kind of like, I got tunnel vision in, this is what I think it's gonna be. And then you see people with some fresh perspective look on it, and it can make a huge difference.
And as far as actually like thinking of which update, like what is the theme of the updates, by the way. That's usually just what do we think needs the most like love in the game. So recently we had like the oceans, and the oceans were just a giant, half of your world is literally nothing. And that felt so sad. So that was like, these really needed love. And we tried to keep these planned like a couple of updates ahead. We may not have fleshed them out, but we knew generally we want to look at this thing.
What was that?
We had squids.
They did have. They could have had a new mob as well, but
they could have.
You know.
They could have had another one.
Yeah, looking at Update Aquatic, pre-Update Aquatic, and then going back, it's hard to like, not to go back. To me, it feels like there's just gravel everywhere and a couple of squids. So is there anything else, Corey? What do you think about how we work with the updates?
When I joined, we were right before Update Aquatic was being released, and I sort of jumped into this craze of like, oh my gosh, we need to fix all of these bugs, and we need to like make sure all these features work right, and we have to get everything done like now. So I would say the hardest thing, maybe from my experience so far, would be to coordinate the order of like which bugs do you fix first, which ones are the highest priorities. How do you decide like, okay, this is good enough, this is ready for release, and matching that up with the goal of when we want to release, and that's sort of matching those together.
I do have to say though, since Update Aquatic was the first update we actually developed with this style, where it's like the 50-50 split, I think it has gone amazing. I could not be happier with it. We've got so much content out of it. We've got so many great things. I think everything we've added kind of just has much more polish than we usually would.
We get a lot more perspectives across the teams and all the types of platforms, or our players and things like that too. I know you were talking about coordinating, and one of the other things that's difficult is the time change. So we, on the Bedrock side, are pretty much working when they're asleep. So I know that there's many times where I'll just like write down all the things that like, oh, can you help with this? Or like, oh, what about this thing? And I'll go to bed and I'll wake up and like all these new ideas and answers have come through. It's like Christmas morning or something. It's like, wow, all this work happened when I was asleep. So that really feels good, but there are challenges that we have to work through.
I mean, I can definitely agree with that. I know recently we had a meeting that was 9 in the morning for us in Stockholm, which is midnight over in Redmond, and that was kind of crazy. We tried to avoid those meetings, but sometimes they happen. How do you guys feel about having these late night meetings?
I was going to talk about when I opened the call and I was like, oh, it's too bad it's late. I'm not going to show you guys like what I'm doing because I'm always in my pajamas or something. And then we had a technical difficulty. And all of a sudden, the camera was on. And I was like, oh, hi, everybody. So you can see me now. So I think with that, it's nicer to see each other. And I think going forward, I'll just, no matter what I look like, I'll just turn on the camera. But, well, we're within not like safe.
Would you say there's any perks of having this time difference then?
The perks? Oh, yeah, I think so. Yeah. Like with, us, it almost feels like double speed sometimes, right, with the different time zones. And, yeah. You guys have anything else to comment on that?
We're developing around the clock.
Yeah, definitely the perks is what Anita talked about earlier. It's like, I got this in, not quite sure if this is working right. Here's a video, and then you come back in the morning, and Jens or Dinnerbone or Agnes or whoever has kind of weighed in and gone, he's like, what do you think about this? And you're like, oh, that's awesome. and you go off and you code it up, and it's pretty amazing.
Okay, sounds great. I think we can move on to the next question with that. So the next question is it possible to move Bedrock worlds over to Java and vice versa? I guess we can start with Bedrock to Java. Nathan?
It's something we want. I mean, we feel like our players should be able to play the same world wherever they want. It's just quite technically challenging. We do have two different engines. We've gone about the same thing in two different ways, and we just kind of have to find ways to coordinate those and make those better. And because of how difficult that is, it just hasn't been a priority for HES, but it is definitely something we want to look at some point.
Yeah.
Jason, maybe you're...
Yeah, one of the historical problems for that was that the Bedrock version hadn't really caught up to the Java version either. So if we, it wouldn't be so bad for bringing Bedrock into Java, but Java back into Bedrock would have been challenging because it's like, okay, well, someone built their house out of purpur, and you're like, we don't know what purpur is because the game didn't have purpur in it. So now that we're actually pretty well, I think we have pretty well everything. I'm sure there's so many blocks and items and stuff in the game, we're probably missing something, but we're pretty darn close. So now it's actually feasible for us to even like start talking about the possibility of doing this.
Yeah, it would be great to see players being able to walk across any platform they want.
Yep.
Okay. Next question is a bit of a more vague question, and I guess you can interpret it how you want, but what do hostile mobs dream of, really?
Pink sheep.
Is pink sheep?
Pink sheep. I checked. It's pink sheep.
Yeah, I think creepers have nightmares about cats.
Okay. Sure. Corey?
I think that about sums it up. I mean, I can't think of anything that they would dream of except for those things.
Though I've never seen one sleep.
That's true. They kind of just go underground. They don't really sleep.
Or they catch on fire.
Or they catch on fire, yeah. That too.
Yeah. Rough life.
Yeah.
Okay, next question. Will you ever add more types of weather to the game? Corey, you want to answer that one?
I think more types of weather would be really cool. There's so many different things you can do with that because we have rain and snow and thunderstorms right now. But there's a lot of other kinds of passive weather, sort of, that you can think of. Because earlier I mentioned we don't really want to add calamities that aren't player caused because that would break the rules of the game and destroy everything. You don't want that. But sort of things like we're talking about rainbows or other ambient sort of idea things. And I think those would be pretty cool to add, actually.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of room for weather effects that aren't disasters. I think whenever anyone asks, like, could we have more weather effects? And everyone just immediately jumps to tornadoes. Yeah. There's definitely, like, you could have maybe hail and it just kind of hurts you and that's it. Or maybe you could even just have, like, kind of heavy rain that just has, like, better particles on the floor. Or just light rain that doesn't really affect you at all. I think especially with the more biomes we add, the more cool variations of different rain or weather, we could add.
Yeah, and I'd also really like to see like auroras in the sky.
Yeah,
that'd be super cool.
I think things like those.
Oh, okay.
I think things like those, just kind of like ambient effects, is also a big part of it. Like you said, like auroras. I know after seeing the video, a lot of people keep asking for shooting stars in the biomes. Just these kind of things. I think they could be very tied to weather effects, and they're just like a nice thing that happens, or sometimes a bad thing that happens, but isn't really. Like doesn't really, yeah, it isn't a disaster.
It's a nuisance.
Yes.
Kind of like when it rains now and you go out and you're like, I wanted to go farming today, but all the zombies and skeletons are around. And you find a way to deal with it, but it's only short term.
Yeah.
And there's also like thunderstorms that kind of happen right now, but people forget that they happen. I think like we could expand more on those kind of things, just like a kind of more intense and sometimes less intense version of the existing weather effects.
Yeah, and I think it's really nice when let's say you built a house in the mountains in the snow biome, and you're kind of just going about your business, and then you look out the window and it's just snow all around you. I think that's really cool, and we want to enhance that sort of feeling of I'm in the game right now. This is what I am feeling right now, because even I'm playing it 7 years later and it starts snowing. I'm like, oh, that's really nice.
See, that's why you should hook up a fan next to your desk that just blows whenever it's cold in the game. If you want to be immersed, just go the whole way.
We may just get a bucket of ice and dump it on me when it starts hailing.
Yes.
Got to go full immersive.
Did I miss something cool?
It sounds like you're really into this, implementing new types of weather. But are there any like hurdles we need to come across before we can start implementing new types of weather?
I think performance is going to be a big one. Anything that has particles is just going to.
Yeah, we've actually that's one of the things that we do to the performance stuff. We actually built a completely different weather system in the Bedrock version than the way Java did it. So we have a little more flexibility in the type of stuff we can do, but you definitely have to be really careful about how much weather you put for performance reasons.
Well, we also currently have the problem. I don't know if it's a problem. Maybe it's a decision that weather is global. So you could be 10,000 miles away from your friend who's playing at the same time, and when it starts raining, it rains everywhere. And when it starts snowing, it snows everywhere. There's no like kind of boundaries. It doesn't kind of work the same way in real life. So those kind of things, like the more biome-specific weathers or the more interesting weathers, do you really want like an aurora everywhere on the world, or do you want it kind of like in a nice, interesting place to happen?
You could see it coming.
We have no like
some
precedent for something that's just kind of like region-specific
localized
right
weather.
now. Yeah.
Closest we have is like it doesn't actually rain in deserts, but it's kind of funny because you're walking along and it's pouring on you, and you're like, oops, hey, no weather.
Yeah. Right now we just have rain, but if you're in the desert, it doesn't show up, and then if you're in like a cold biome, and then it turns into snow. But it's still secretly raining behind the scenes.
Yeah, we do a little bit of a transition in Bedrock, but it's still pretty abrupt.
Yeah.
Okay. New weather sounds cool in any way. So we have time for one more question before we end this. Next one, we ended on a fun note. Do Endermen rage because they are bad at steering contests? What do you think, Corey?
I think that's pretty obvious. I can't imagine any other reason why they would be so upset that you looked at them. I mean, you just stare at them and they just keep staring back.
I think it's... Oh no, he's done it again.
And then they quit, and then they come attack you, and then you die. So, yeah.
Okay, and with that, we're ending this panel. Thanks everyone for tuning in.
So, the panel, usually they go a little bit more juicy. In this case, they did reveal the brown mushroom, which I thought was kind of cool. A lot of people are going to miss that, so I'm going to have to include that in whatever video I upload next. But that's Minecon Earth. That's the true entire thing.
At Minecon Earth.
Now there's a post show, but we don't need this, right? Thank you very much for watching today's live stream.
It does.
I'm super excited about Village and Pillage. That's the peak of it. I think I actually nailed the
It feels amazing. It was
the
a
graph
really
of like
great
excitement,
show, and
right? I'm super excited. I really want to quickly go make the video to talk about my thoughts. But long story short, Minecon was great this year. They made it a bit shorter, but they still only have about an hour worth of interesting content. Then they pad it, and they put that whole thing about like refugee stuff in there. Well, you know, like it's fine if you support. Like Minecraft has two conflicting opinions at the same time. Just to maybe I'll discuss this in depth sometime. One is we're going to sell to our audience like their kids because there's a healthy, kid. There's a healthy number of children who play Minecraft. And at the same time, we're going to use Minecraft to make political messages about refugees. You can't have both of those opinions at the same time. You can't push your opinion, or you can't say, oh, we're going to make sure kids can play, experience the pain of being. It's like, no, whoa, chill. Kids don't need to know that. A lot of those sections seemed like they were fillers, but in general, they upped the quality of some of the fillers, and I thought it was good in general. So Minecon, I'm going to rate it a solid improvement. I liked it a lot more than Lush. I think if they can learn even more, like maybe compact it, maybe just do more fun individual things. Because that block game, that was cool to see. There was a lot of fun individual things like that, and I guess I'm excited to go make a video now. I have to leave my house in 30 minutes, so I have to stop the stream right this moment. Thank you very much for watching this live stream. Like it if you did like it, because it helps out the channel. Let us know you do like the live stream. Share if you really liked it. Subscribe if you're into it. Make sure you turn notifications. Because I want to upload videos focusing on these features. There's a lot to talk about. This Pillage, this Pillage, and whatever. Can't even say. Village and Pillage update is exciting. And even the short one coming in this year, Panda Bears. I was right. Everyone was like, oh man, so silly, don't you know? Like, oh, it's only for China edition. Even like Minecraft community team said, yeah, it's only Minecraft thing. I was right. I knew they were adding pandas. This is Toy Cat's Redemption. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. I'll see you all in another video. Goodbye. Thank you, by the way, for everyone who tuned in for the whole thing too, Swirly, and everyone else.
It was really
it's good
fun.
To see you all, but I'll see you in another video,
when we
hopefully.
talked about that, it was like, but that shows how far